Good evening, and welcome back to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play tabletop role-playing games. To raise money for charity. My name is Definitely Raven. I am your Dungeon Master, and we are back with an episode of Witness to Ruin with my wonderful players. The newly submitted her PhD thesis, Rachel Williams. Woo, 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 woo. First, a round of applause for her. And the wonderful other three people in the room. Alex Holt, Sam Langford, and Khalil Thurlaway. Khalil, you've already got your PhD. That's not a big deal. Sam, Alex, you were too smart to start one, so that's also not a big deal. Stop bragging about it. Meanwhile, I'm 4 months out from submission, and I'm slowly losing my mind. So this is gonna be a great time tonight. First, couple of very quick announcements. If you are in the southern part of the island known as the United Kingdom bit thing we're on, our evening show at Cheltenham Science Festival is not yet sold out. So if you're nearby, go get some tickets and help me and Alex make Sam's life a living hell. We will be, what is it we're going to be doing, Sam?
You're going to be two queer goblins who are going to
Yes.
trying to stop your valley from being turfed over.
Exactly. It's going to be a great time. We are also next week, Friday. We will be here next week, Wednesday, with Witness to Ruin. We will be here next week, Friday, with a one-shot entitled Tears of Silver, for which the cast will start to be announced next week, probably. Right, Sam?
From tomorrow.
From tomorrow, even better. And we will be back next week, Sunday, on the 18th as well, with more Witness to Ruin. So it's going to be a hefty science and sorcery-filled week. It's going to be a lot of fun for everyone, including me, hopefully.
You sure about that? You sure?
I just realized how much work I'm going to have to do for that, but it'll be fine. Sorry, folks. It's been a week.
You're gonna be grand.
It's gonna be, you know what? We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
We're
Last time.
Before we go, we've hit our follower goal.
Oh, hell yeah.
We've just got 3 new followers. Thank you, folks. They've just come in.
Thank you, everyone. 250. I almost just said 250,000. That's wrong.
No.
That's our next goal.
Yeah. we just we go exponential now. We're not
Yeah.
going,
Yeah,
we're going 500.
500, 250,000. The logical step.
What is wrong with me? It's, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about a comically large courgette and a cow with multiple personalities, which is what happened on our little interlude episode of Witness to Ruin, as 3 very strange people tried to start a revolution. But, back in the current day, probably after having some weird, waking dreams, we join once again our characters, M, Nimbo, Blurta, and Muck, who last session very successfully heisted a stick and some plants from a shrine surrounded by frog people, managed to make their escape, lifted a curse from Blurta, and then promptly walked into some traps set by some real weird druidy bandity people who had a real weird tree filled with corpses. After a harrowing battle, Blurta nearly being killed by wasps, but being brought back by the mysterious potion which Muck had consumed before they left town. They have managed to defeat their enemies, pick up some treasures along the way, and are now setting back out, trying to make their escape from the sorrow. You're all a little bit battered, a little bit bruised, a little bit level 5. Very exciting. We will see what that brings you, but first, to start this off, you are trying to make your way back to the Temple of Vyas, somewhere you think might potentially be a safe place to rest for the night. You are still in the heart of the bandit territory, and I need one of you to please make me a skill check to navigate through.
I could do a nature check,
Absolutely, you can.
or I could do a religion check.
You can also, absolutely, religion would apply
I
here.
could be following the kind of beacon of my divine experience with that.
Yes,
deity.
that is absolutely an option. Go ahead and make your religion check.
Vyas, guide me.
Your Data?
Ooh.
Da?
You've lost connection with the gods.
I should have gone with nature.
I think you've rolled the most ones of anyone in any campaign I've ever been a part of. I think we gotta get you some new dice.
I mean, 1 is the second best roll.
No.
Is
I
it?
mean, yeah.
It goes 20.
Unless you're
1,
muck, in which case you crit on a
19, 18,
19.
17.
Yeah.
Unless you're muck.
Unless you mean.
Okay. In that case, you're trying to find your way, but you're struggling. You're not on the same path you were before, because you've been knocked off course somewhat. By the encounter with the bandits. Can you please roll me a d8?
Hogan.
What
Give-
has Hogan done?
Giving out subs. Thank you very much.
Aw,
Thank you.
thanks, Hogan. The voice with which Sam said that, I assumed you'd done something rude.
What's this all about? Throwing money at us.
You're wonderful. In your honor, I rolled an 8.
Oh, okay, that's exciting. With an 8. You realize you've gone off course. When you find yourself walking into a darker part of the Sorrow. You were trying to move more towards the edge again, and instead you find yourselves wandering deeper and deeper in, until you realize this, Nimbo, and you stop everyone. And as you're about to turn around, Nimbo and Muck, I believe, have the highest passive perceptions. Yes. The two of you spot in the distance these massive clusters of mushrooms. At least Nimbo's size, some of them larger.
Oh, those are big.
Wow. Well, tempting as they are to try, this place has had a few surprises up its sleeves for us.
Yeah.
Can I roll a nature check to see if I recognize these mushrooms?
Absolutely.
Watch me roll another 1. The 9 on the dice for 13.
13. You've heard of some of the mushrooms that exist in the Sorrow. This is not a type you've ever been told about. And from your own knowledge of mushrooms, these seem unnaturally large.
Do they seem plain touched?
You're too far away to tell at this point.
I mean, how much do you reckon that herbalist would give us one of these?
True.
That's a good point. Can I just do like a plain perception check to see if I notice anything weird?
Yeah. Do you want to move closer to them? You'll have to if you want to tell anything
How far
about
am I at the moment?
They're like sort of they're not that far away, maybe about 30 feet.
Yeah, I'll go a little bit
Okay.
closer.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
like
gonna
they're
cast guidance on.
they're
Thank
just
you.
like they're in an even darker part. When you enter
Okay.
like a pine forest, like a dense pine forest, it's kind of like that. The trees are just that much closer.
I'm
together.
gonna hold an action,
Okay.
just like if anything attacks Muck, I'm just gonna immediately shoot it.
Okay. Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. Yeah, Muck, coming closer up to them, you see they are this like creamy colored stems with their caps. They've got these really big gills underneath. Their caps vary from like a light brown to like amanita mushroom red with white spots, to just like an array of different colors. Go ahead and make your perception check too, or you can do investigation if you want to as well. It's up to you.
I roll perception. I roll 4 + 4, 8. Oh wait, I didn't use guidance.
You can use your
Let
guidance.
me-
Add a d4.
Suspense is killing me.
10!
10, okay.
Yeah.
These are big ass mushrooms.
Mm, mm, mm.
Oh, these appear to be basidiomycetes. They're the ones that drop their spores down instead of firing them out. Ascomycetes fire their spores out to reproduce. Actually, I think, like at crazy accelerations, right?
Yeah. It's
They're
absolutely...
tiny with the amount of force per mass.
You never see like giant puffballs in D&D normally.
Chicken of the woods.
You just haven't found them yet. Take a d6, Kalu.
Yes.
To your next nat one.
I once did I once did like a wild food foraging miniature event, and they were like, how do you tell if a mushroom is edible or not? And I shit you not, the advice was taste it and check. And it was like you're meant to like lick it, and if it's like bitter, don't. If it tastes nice, eat it. It's like, what? That can't be right.
Can I request like a react for the chat that's a picture of Jazz that just says "do not lick," like just don't lick it, because
I think they were almost right. The way you check to see if a mushroom is edible is you get someone else to lick it for you.
someone you don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the first time I saw...
Or someone who needs to loosen up a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
The first time I ever saw amanitas, which are the red with the white spot that old kids draw, was in... God, I'm blanking on the name right now. The highest altitude-wise village in the Highlands. And my friends and I had just driven in and we're like, we're going to go for a walk before going out for dinner. But we didn't realize the oxygen level up there was significantly lower than what we were used to. So we were high and seeing these mushrooms for the first time, and it was like the wildest experience I ever had, because we all thought it's like fairies are leading us into the woods right now because we cannot stop following these mushrooms, and we almost got lost. It was it's fun. I recommend.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Don't even look at them once. No.
Very addictive. Combine that with a low oxygen content. All right, no, Muck, you have got up to these mushrooms. They are big ass mushrooms.
Okay. I'm kind of tempted to taste the mushroom now.
Sorry, foraging information seeping in.
Yeah.
Muck's got a high con. She'll be fine.
Oh no,
she's
she doesn't.
frozen.
She doesn't.
Actually, she's uncovered the effect. You lick
Bad
these
mushroom.
mushrooms, you're paralyzed forever.
I think more
Right.
importantly, Muck has that like orcish feature is the more important thing in this occasion.
Yeah.
Can try anything once.
I kind of want to lick the mushroom now.
Okay.
Now that we've discussed all this stuff.
Okay.
Another guidance.
Thank you.
You lick the mushroom. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Guidance won't help you there. Oh
Rachel's-
no, Muck's frozen
Rachel-
again.
Frickin' heck. 19.
19, okay. Yeah, as you stick your tongue out, you lick the mushroom. And as you're tasting it, a cloud of spores releases above your head, but you manage to jump out of the way just in time. You're not sure what it would have done to you.
Oh yeah, I forgot you just said that they release spores from underneath.
Yeah,
Wanna lick the top?
this no, so the mushrooms, and now that Muck's gone closer, they their caps start about where Nimbo's nose is. These are really big mushrooms.
Oh, how did it taste?
Earthy. A
Ooh.
little bit like, you know, like when you have a mushroom and it's like a slightly sweeter mushroom. So not sugary sweet, but like that slightly like mellow sweetness. Yeah,
Amazing.
not unpleasant.
What herbs and spices would it go best with?
Tarragon.
Okay.
Ooh.
I really like adding tarragon to mushrooms. This is just gonna turn into us talking about mushrooms for 3 hours, isn't it?
Yes.
Baby.
as many mushroom
pointed
experiences.
That's good eating to the group.
I'm just thinking, it's like if we rested a day, I could just stash loads of these in my little chamber.
But also spores.
I was
That's what
going to
I
say there did seem to be something of a reaction.
Should we all put our piss rags back on?
That's probably for the best. Oh, mine's gone dry.
I hate you all so much. You can try to harvest the mushrooms if you want to. It'll probably take a strength check to try to like cut through them.
Are they all?
I don't
the
know
same
about all
height,
of
or
you,
are
but
they
I'm
like
not
tiny
feeling
ones?
great.
Alex,
don't-
what did you say?
Are they all the same height, or are there any like mini ones, or is it just literally they're all massive?
Go ahead and make an you can make a perception check to see. You're not seeing any like right up front.
11.
No.
Do we want to take a rest then? We can sleep overnight.
Well, at least a little break. Because is anyone else feeling half dead?
I mean,
Like if you were
Yes.
to numerically divide your life up into
I would
numbered
say
chunks.
slightly over 1/3 dead, personally.
I'm not too bad. I didn't take too much damage.
I'm fine.
I could do with a sit down, if I'm honest.
Cool.
But also, I'm aware that the sun, did lead us in the wrong direction. We still do need to solve the problem of these mushrooms. Should we just turn back? Because we've obviously gone the wrong way.
Can I make an Arcana check on the mushrooms to see if there's any kind of
Sure.
magical nonsense going on with them?
Guidance.
Guidance, so that's a D4,
Guidance.
but could turn that into something useful. 13.
13 Arcana. You know of mushrooms being used in arcane rituals. You've not heard anything of giant mushrooms being used in arcane rituals, and these definitely seem to be magical, but in the same way like those raccoons were a bit magical. And like the other things you've encountered in the swamp, everything just seems to be tinged with magic
Okay,
slightly.
I have a thought here. Maybe we don't harvest the mushrooms. Maybe we swab the gills and then just take the spores.
Oh, then we can grow some at home. Nice.
Good idea.
I
Tackle
will let you do this. You can collect. I will say you can just swab them with a cloth and collect some.
Do we have
You
any
have
clean
sampling
cloths
jars
left?
at this point.
Yes. So
What
You
did
can
say?
swab them with a piss cloth.
Yeah, so do we have any clean cloths left? Like,
I mean,
I rip a piece off my scarf.
I can prestidigitate stuff clean, so
Yeah.
it's like instant
You-
sterilization.
You can collect some spores, and you can, if you wanted to, either attempt to grow mushrooms if you ever are in a place long enough to try this, or bring them to someone who might be able to
And
tell you more
I'll put
about
them. Oh wait, I can't put them in the magic cooler box, can I?
Nope.
Unless
Because
But they're
the magic
spores, they'll be fine.
pool box is still in the.
giant.
But also
I was gonna say
spores
dungeon
are-
room, the genie vessel.
But
It's
spores
like
are
in
incredibly
Blurta's
resilient.
dungeon,
Yes.
you know.
In Blurta's special private dungeon.
But yeah,
Um,
spores will be fine outside of the fridge because
Okay.
they're fine.
they're crazy tough.
Cool. We
Okay.
have a jar of swabbed spores.
Yes. In that case, can someone else make me a check to try to find your way?
I'll-
Yeah, not Khalil this time.
I'll make a survival check to
Yeah,
find
absolutely.
any tracks or
Yeah, to
try
try
and get my way back.
try to retrace your steps and go in the right direction.
Okay. That's a natural 1.
What is
Wow,
going
we
on
are fucking
today?
eating it tonight.
Yep.
In that
Oh,
case,
man.
can everyone, as it is now, you've been traveling for a long
Oh.
day.
Limbo is
today.
so tired.
You are so tired. I need everyone to please make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oof.
Save.
Dirty 20.
That one.
I got
Oh my god!
I
He's
got
going round.
I got a 2 for 3.
I rolled a 7 on the dice, but then I added my 6 from my d6. That's 13 plus
okay.
2 is 15.
Okay. M and
But I still haven't
Blurta-
rolled double digits on a d20.
Not
Muck
effective.
and Nimbo, you're tired, but you're pushing through. M and Blurta, your legs are shorter. You're having to take maybe 2 or there's 1.5 steps for every 1 step Nimbo makes, and you don't have Muck's training. You both take a level of exhaustion. Blurta or Muck, I'm gonna need a skill check from one of you to try to
Okay,
find.
I'm first
Sorry,
of all, it's gonna
Dagmar,
be
I
like,
fully thought that you meant that their legs had shrunk.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
did I.
Same.
I was like,
Yes.
what curse is this?
That's actually what would have happened if Muck had stood under this force for too long. No, your legs remain the same length.
I saw Rachel
but-
reacting as well.
Your legs are shorter than Nimbo and Muck's are because they are taller than you.
Mark, like, feel
Yeah.
free to say no to this. Could I get a piggyback?
Yeah.
At this point of travel, Muck's gonna have to make strength checks in order to carry Blurta. With a relatively high DC because Muck is also getting tired.
Fine.
Alright, sorry, no.
Okay.
I mean, you can. I'm just warning you. You're pushing like 9-10 hours of travel. at
Okay,
this
I
point.
will go for a stealth check.
Okay.
And I'm going to sort of try and look for sort of like the hidden trails through the forest.
Yep. Go for it.
Come on. 22.
Okay. You're not having to make another Constitution saving throw at that point. Yeah. Finally, Blurta, you scouting ahead slight. Oh, actually, did you roll disadvantage?
I did not.
Sorry, you have a level of exhaustion.
Can I guide?
Yes.
Okay. 14.
14. Okay, 14 is just enough.
Woo.
So yes, you do. You're really starting to push it. You're like 10 hours of travel. You've had bullywugs, the bandits. You were already woken up by raccoons last night, so it's been a long day. But eventually you spot through the trees the Temple of Vyas, the somewhat familiar stone and wood carved pillars, the wooden roof. You can go inside if you want to. Looking around at first glance, you don't see anyone or anything else in the clearing.
Can I try to ask Vyas if it's cool if we crash on his floor?
Yeah, go ahead and make a religion check.
Vyas, guide me. That's a nat 20 and a 4 on the guidance dice as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
The gods smile down upon you.
With
You,
pity.
as you enter, as you enter the clearing, you feel a sense of calm wash over you, Nimbo. And actually, those closest to Nimbo can probably just feel like the edges of that slightly supernatural sensation as well. And you definitely watch Nimbo's shoulders slump slightly in relief, as this feeling just sort of stays with you as you go up the steps towards the temple and inside. It is dark inside, but there are those sconces set in the wall that you can light.
Is it a single floor?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That from what you can tell, from what you've seen so far, there's the single floor. There's a statue of Vyas, a man dressed in like hides and leather, with big ass antlers sticking out of his head, and then the altar, which is still empty, despite the you didn't actually, am I misremembering that you sacrificed beef jerky, didn't I? You left something.
I think
It's
we
gone.
left some kind of offering.
Yeah.
Yeah, you left an offering. It
Mhm.
wasn't lamb jerky. Whatever you placed there is gone.
Ooh.
Oh, I think you druid crafted something. I think that might have been.
Mm.
Okay, I am literally just gonna go and spot whatever looks like the coziest corner of the thing and just like face plant.
There are some cots in the back
Okay.
that you
then
had spotted earlier.
Nice.
I would use
They're simple, like rough cloth and like hay stuffed mattress, but yeah,
I
you're out like a
prestidigitate
light.
it to get rid of bed bugs at least.
It is surprisingly clean for the like quality of like it's humble, but it's clean. So yeah, you can absolutely just go to sleep if you want to.
Yeah.
Anyone want to do anything else?
I have a weird feeling about this place. Like there was something that I missed last time, but too tired to look at it this evening, so I think we'd sleep until the morning.
Yep, absolutely. Muck Nimba?
I think before going to bed, I know that we had kind of intended to trade the bow that we got from the druid with the collector, maybe for that glass bobblehead.
Mm-hmm.
But Nimbo kind of wants to offer it to Vyas as gratitude for keeping us safe. You know, it was a rough day, but we made it through to no small part due to Nimbo's powers that Vyas had granted him.
Yes.
So, the fact that we're anywhere safe means he's grateful enough to give this bow up.
Yeah, you place it on the altar and you watch the living wood that this bow is made of sort of reach out little tendrils that start flowing off the altar towards there's these like little grooves in the floor that are filled with dirt with little plants like that have sprouted up and the tendrils start to move towards the dirt more rapidly than you should be able to like see.
What were Vyas's domains again?
So Vyas domains is nature, any like wild thing.
Okay. I'm just thinking if I've got anything relevant. I don't really want to give up my spores, which I've only just got. But no, I'm just asleep. I think.
Cool, that's fine.
Yep, I'm gonna go sleep as well.
All right,
yeah,
Nimbo.
Yeah,
going to sleep?
I'll have a quick pray. Oh,
yeah.
My light went out. I'll have a quick pray and then I'll go to bed.
Yeah, you all sleep peacefully. You are just like zonked out. But you all wake eventually. You can take a long rest on your character sheets. Feeling invigorated in a way you hadn't before. And as you start preparing for the day ahead, Muck, you just feel a little bit faster, a little bit more limber. And as you're like doing your morning stretches, like practicing some parrying and some of your moves, you're finding you're able to get just a little bit more action into everything you're doing. You now have your 2 attacks at level 5. Nimbo, you feel, having spent the night in this temple, an even closer connection, not just to Vyas, but also to his sister Berea. And you just feel like maybe for the first time since the earthquake, everything might be okay. The gods know you're here, they're on your side, and you're reading through some of the texts that you would keep with you, and you're just feeling a little bit more up for trying something a bit more advanced, perhaps, spell-wise. Blurta, same for you. You dreamt of power, of growing into your own, and you're not sure if it's something you imagined or if he was actually there, but you feel a faint memory of Brum talking to you in your sleep, granting you just an additional boons. And M, while you're waking up, looking through that book you found one day in the library, you notice there's extra pages that hadn't been there before. Reading through it, you discover just a little bit more about this gift that you had been given some time ago. Eventually, though, you begin to hear a noise outside. Very faint.
I want to creep over to the door and kind of peek out carefully.
Okay. You see lying right, like sort of half collapsed against the steps, a massive lizard-like creature.
Does it
Three
look
of its
humanoid?
heads are asleep. 2 others are sort of lazily moving about, just keeping an eye on the world, looking away from the temple right now. It does not look humanoid.
Right. Close the door. Tiptoe over to the others. Bend down very carefully next to them. Just very gently rock them awake and say, Hey, folks. Let's not freak out.
Freaks out.
How loudly?
No, internally, just like anxiety rising.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing good has ever been said in this voice.
Don't panic. Don't freak out.
So, I don't want anyone to worry. But there appears to be like a. Would I know what it is, Dagmar? Would I know it's
probably,
a Hydra?
but make a nature check to see how much you know.
Okay.
I
Not
tried
that
to
much.
figure
It's
out where I
a
left
10.
my notes. A 10. Okay, yeah.
With a,
You know
with
it's
a 10. Okay.
Sorry, what did you say?
I probably like know that it's a Hydra.
You know it's a Hydra. You're not sure what subspecies. I am trying to find my notes.
There's
There
a-
they are.
There's a. Pretty sure it's a Hydra outside. Lots of heads, scaly.
There it is.
looks
Yeah, with the
hungry.
10, you would know that when a Hydra's head is severed, it would rapidly grow back 2 more. The process can be interfered with through the application of fire to the neck stump, or by focusing the attacks on the more resilient body of the beast rather than the heads. So that is what you would know with the 10.
Okay,
Specifically.
I think I have a
Across
a strategy here. We go back to bed and we'll see if it's gone tomorrow.
That's
You
not a
can
bad
certainly
idea.
try that.
We might need someone to stay up just in case.
The chat is saying get out there and lick it, Khalil.
I need this reactive jazz saying stop licking things.
This is the wrong character, okay? I'm not playing Slim today.
Not
Slim would
today.
be tasting that thing.
Boomslang would as well.
Boomslang gave things a lick as well. That's happening.
Yeah, true.
Or a snort.
This is the first of Khalil's characters that hasn't licked anything that we know of. Nothing on screen, at least.
Well, yeah. I think there was some licking.
Welcome to the
Alright.
folks that have joined the stream in that minute.
They're consenting adults.
Who, the viewers?
I would hope so. Oh
Yes.
god, I did say at the start that I would put out another warning. Guys, this is not kid friendly. If you're tuning in after watching me and Sam live in Glasgow on Thursday, it was hard for me not to say either fuck or remind the audience that Sam once played a character with a blowhole kink.
But you did try to sacrifice your small child in front of a group
I
of
did
children.
not ask for a donut child. Or grandchild, which I made up.
What are we doing then? Are we gonna sleep and one person waits it out, or are we gonna try and get this thing away?
Can we like barricade the door while we all go snuffling around for bits and bobs? 'Cause we want to
so
do
there
that
is
as well, don't we?
there is no door.
Ah?
There's
Oh.
like an opening.
Oh, okay.
It's like an archway. Yeah, it's not the whole length. So the whole length of the wall is about like 40 feet, and the opening is maybe 10 feet in the middle.
Mhm.
You can be far enough back. The Hydra hasn't looked into the temple at any point. It's just kind of lying in front of the entrance.
Okay, I am going to pitch something right here, and I'm just going to quickly minor illusion, like a parasol that's just kind of blocking the entrance.
Minor illusion only covers a 5 foot.
It does, but that's
Right.
better than no foot.
This is
So with 5 foot, it'd be like a golf umbrella.
Yeah, there's a little golf umbrella that appears like in the middle of the door.
Hey, it didn't need that adjective.
Golf?
I live in St. Andrews. I'm allowed to call golf things little. I have to put up with the tourists. All right, what are y'all doing?
I would like to cast Unseen Servant.
Okay. You can cast it as a ritual, I believe. Yes.
I believe so.
Because it's in your spellbook.
Yeah, as ritual.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Just 'cause you haven't copied it to your own spellbook, so you can't cast it without it being a ritual. But
Yeah.
Ritual casting, Unseen Servant, absolutely.
and to send that outside to try and make noise and distract.
Okay. Yeah. Let me pull up the map so you can see where the Hydra is in relation to everything else.
Yeah, if possible, I'd rather not kill a somewhat majestic beast on the doorsteps of my patron deity's temple.
You
Oh,
should
yeah.
I would
be able
also
to
say,
see. No.
I would quite like not be killed by this magnificent beast in your deity's temple.
So just for your
Yeah.
reference, the two different colored like stone bits over here are the steps. You are inside the building. What you were looking at is the roof with the pillars on either side. The Hydra is right there.
Where?
Oh, it's a big boy. That's
It
just
is
the vibe I'm getting.
huge.
So huge. Interesting. And how big is the inside of the temple?
It stretches backwards, maybe in total 60 feet. So I've only given you the first like 20 feet of it.
So if it's huge and the doorway is 10 foot square,
Yes.
it probably can't get inside easily.
It would not fit now.
Again, I'd rather not provoke a giant monster to smash up my patron deity's temple. If we
Oh
can
yeah,
avoid
but
it.
I'm just saying, like, if we were to be in the back of the temple, like, it might not regard us as obvious lunch.
Whilst this has been happening, I've been casting this ritual to get this Unseen
Yes.
Servant,
Yeah.
which I would want to send out past it if possible.
Okay.
Um,
Let me pull up the Unseen Servant spell just so I can get those stats and everything up in front of me. AC 10, 1 hit points during the field cast attack. Okay.
Oh, and if we've had a long rest, then does that mean blood is not exhausted?
Yes, Blurta and Em are no longer exhausted. It was just there was a risk of you getting 2 levels of exhaustion if Blurta hadn't made that check. No. Okay, so the servant has to stay within 60 feet of you. So the Hydra, the steps are about 10 feet, but you can send it out past the Hydra and still stay a bit back in the temple if you want to. Cool.
So-
Are you sending it out past it, or are you creating it past the
I would
Hydra?
want to create it past it so that I don't have
Yeah.
to sneak it past.
Okay. Yeah. It's a bit difficult for it to find something to make noise with other than like branches and
Just
bushes
like sitting there
and
snapping
sticks.
twigs.
Pretty much. It's like rustling bushes. And one of the Hydra heads does start to come towards it. 3 of the heads are still sound asleep. One of the heads is not really paying attention yet, but the head that the servant's closest to is starting to come towards it. Sniffing, looking. Starts like nosing through the bushes. The other head now becomes a bit more interested, shows up next to it. Are you changing the servant's task, or
Can I use thaumaturgy to help out with that?
what's the range in thaumaturgy?
The range is 30 feet, so maybe I won't.
You would have to be like right. You'd essentially have to leave the temple in order to,
Yeah, maybe I won't.
to get it in the same range. Okay, yeah, Em, if you're not changing what you're doing with the servant.
No, I don't think so. I think just making noise to keep interest.
Yeah, the first head is going to try to attack whatever is making this noise. It can't see it, so it's attacking at disadvantage. but that will hit, even at disadvantage. It's a 19 to hit, and it bites, and the unseen servant, you feel your hold on it vanishing. The other head now begins to like snap at the head that attacked the unseen servant, thinking it got food, whereas the head that attacked is like looking around for whatever it was that was making the noise, not finding anything.
Did we still have some sleep powder or something?
You had like one more handful of the sleep, the silverleaf femwort.
I think I've also got a nodded nosebleed, but only the one, so that's not bad.
Yes.
And we needed to sell that silverleaf sneeze ward.
You said, yeah, you were likely going to get paid quite well for that.
Okay, so that could be an option if we are really stuck.
Yeah. I mean, I could. Well, it might be a little risky, but I could do the old fog cloud trick again. I think it's big enough that it might cover this whole beastie, but not for long.
Worth a try, maybe? Sounds good.
I mean, if we are going to do anything, I could also hex it in advance, just to make it a bit harder for it to do its thing.
What is further down in the temple?
So at the back is the beds where you slept. The altar is sort of set in the center. And along the walls, you had these, like, very dusty, overgrown, like, mosaics and carvings. But beyond that, it is pretty much empty.
Honestly, I think our best bet might genuinely be to just wait it out.
Yeah, someone want to give me a hand with these mosaics. You do a little bit dusting, a little bit spring cleaning.
And just like press to digitate them.
Oh, that was
funnily enough, WtR, that doesn't work.
Well, that's pretty weird.
Ooh.
Can I go up and like try and like manually rub some of the
that works.
dirt away?
I mean, not to be mean, Nimbo, but your goddess is a bit of a spoil sport.
Well, Vyas, generally portrayed as a he.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry, I was thinking of
Berea is the
yes.
female, yes.
But also, I think that the effort is kind of the point with this one. If it's too easy, then it's not an act of devotion.
Is that Blurter's just eyes glaze over?
No, we've got a whole morning to kill.
Sure.
That Hydra, it's going to be here for a while.
Get out my swabbing stick.
Would you mind not rubbing fungal spores on my deity's temple?
It's got a fresh swab on the end.
Oh, cool. Okay, thanks.
I will clean my piss rag and help.
You can prestidigitate the piss rag.
Yeah.
You just can't prestidigitate the walls.
I mean, to be fair, the urea might have useful properties for cleaning.
As you begin to help Nimbo clean, you start off in one corner that your eyes had glanced over when you entered the temple last time you were here, and as you're cleaning, you understand why, and why you then felt like you missed something. As you're scrubbing the moss and the dust off, you see a mosaic of an Unkaina. An uncommon creature, even in these parts. And you're beginning to clean. There seems to be something written underneath. You can tell there's Vyas is one side of this bit of the mosaic, and there's Unkaina next to it. And underneath it, it says, Shohul Snow Song, receiving guidance.
Please, could you say that again?
It says Shohul, Shohul, Snow Song, receiving guidance.
Okay, I'll make a mental note of it. I don't think I don't think I would talk about it out loud.
No, you do not have to. Anyone else pleading anything? Nimbo, Blurta, you both said. If you two can both make investigation checks, Muck, you're also more than welcome to clean and make an investigation check.
Yeah, okay.
If you
I'll
were
do
interested in what is on these walls.
Yeah, I like history.
Leo, what is your expression?
It's not the worst, but like
Okay.
it's
Still
very
below a
mid-
10.
It is a 10.
Oh, okay.
I think Blurta is going around and she's not like cleaning overall. She's just like, if there's any interesting looks at the bits of the mosaic, she just cleans that to have a look
Yeah,
at it.
no, that is absolutely what I imagined you were doing. Alright, so what was Nimbo's total? 10, okay. You find a mosaic of 3 creatures. One which looks a bit like M. A human, hard to tell the gender, with dark, shaggy hair, and some kind of elf. They seem to be building something.
Does the thing like a building?
So you're not sure what it is. They seem to be like constructing something in a floor. Like laying a mosaic almost.
Does the floor here have a mosaic?
No.
Oh.
Blurta, what did you roll?
19.
19, okay. You find a beautiful mosaic, and it draws your eye partially because of it seems to have some opalescent stones inside of it. As you're cleaning, you begin in one side of the back wall, and eventually you realize it covers almost the whole thing. This massive mosaic of the gods at war. You see the gods themselves in the skies fighting one another. On the ground, on the earth, you see these massive titans that have risen up, human or humanoid armies fighting the titans. This seems to be, with a 19, you've definitely read about this. This seems to be the war that occurred before the realms were separated.
Is that its name? The war that occurred?
Nope, I'm trying to find the name and it's escaping me. Also, I got something in my eye right as I was telling
The
that
great
story.
happening. The occurrence.
The event.
I have it somewhere. Give me a second.
That thing.
Stop it, you. Oh no, the separation war.
Separation.
Because after it, the planes were separated.
A conscious uncoupling.
One of the gods looks like Gwyneth Paltrow and the other like Chris Martin.
I was like, here's my sole holy symbol, the jade egg.
Let's not light any of the candles in this temple.
It's natural.
In a candle, it isn't.
Touche.
Okay.
Are all the gods the same ones, or are there any I don't recognize?
No. It's confusing at first because some of the titans almost look like gods.
Okay.
But you know enough, like titans are an established myth, like how giants are just the thing which exist in myth in our worlds. You assume that is what they are rather than gods, because you can count all of the gods. And it was literally, the war was all of the gods against the goddess of destruction, Chaos.
Okay. So everyone versus chaos.
Yes.
I did a little investigating too.
All right, what did you get?
I rolled a 12.
12. Okay. You do find another mosaic which has the same Unkaina on it. At least it seems to be the same one, with a somewhat glowing humanoid and a slightly odd looking human. Like, might not be human, but you can't tell what they might be otherwise. Defeating a titan and burying it in the ground. This mosaic has written underneath it, Shohul Snowsong, Mugren Morning Down, and Wishara Wildless defeat the titan, Rakaros.
Cool. The person who is human, but maybe not fully human, but you can't tell what it is.
Yes.
Are they a half-orc?
No, they are not.
Damn.
Could
Alright.
you get the name of those second two again?
Yeah, that's Mogren Morning Down and Wishara Wildless. I will send them in the chat for you.
Are those names obviously associated with a particular individual, or just like?
So it seems to be Mogren Morning Down is referring to the glowy person, and Wishara Wildless referring to the not quite humanoid.
So I'm literally going to put a glowy person in.
Yep.
Mistake in my notes.
Yes, go for it. Yeah, Nimbo, you having taken a little bit longer now trying to work out what this this mosaic you've been looking at is, it's just you still get the information, it's just this has been taking you while Blurta's been like cleaning this massive tableau of war.
Yeah, Nimbo stopped cleaning for a sec just to kind of stand back, put his hands on his hips, and kind of look at the kind of the images as they develop.
You see it also has a like a description underneath. It says Shohul Snowsong, Casimir Crow Run, and Duaglin Darkhelm, creating the first planar seal.
So it looks like this is the story all about how my life got turned upside down.
I was going exactly there.
It looks like this is the story of a war between gods and titans and mortals, and these mortals. Look, that one looks like you, Em. Like taking down this titan, locking them somewhere. First planar. What does that say?
Sorry, I just saw Rachel's message in the chat, which was, how do you actually spell show hole?
It's a memorable name.
It is. All credit for that one goes to Alex, to be fair.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Sorry, Kalu, what was your question? I was very distracted.
The first planar
Seal.
seal.
Yeah. SEAL.
Arf, arf. So
I knew that was gonna happen.
It's what happens when you have a terrible accident at the Sea Life Center. You get a completely flat seal.
Are these figures that we have heard of before?
Make a history check.
I will indeed.
This
Can
could
I
be
help?
actually this could be history, arcana, or religion, depending on your character and how you want to go about it. Blurta can choose which check she makes because she has read a lot of books.
They're all the same anyway.
Yeah.
So that
Can I
will
help?
time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good at both, so I'll help.
Go ahead and roll it at advantage.
Okay. That's more like it. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You actually have not really heard of these names. Except in myth. You've read, probably at some point in your life, you read, like, what would essentially be, like, the Odyssey or something for us, but, like a much smaller version. And the name that stands out most to you is Casimir Crowrun. There was a book with just a bunch of tales of some guy who just went on a bunch of adventures and lived in a cave somewhere in Salor.
I'm just going to add just some guy to his description.
Some guy lived in a cave.
It's a little guy.
So he had a lot of like kind of outlandish things that he was said to have done, and it's generally accepted that he wasn't real. But the one thing that does stand out to you is there was a story of Casimir Crowrun defeating a Hydra.
In what manner did Casimir Crowrun defeat a Hydra?
Make another investigation check for me, please.
We'll just find it in 16.
I'm
16.
leaning over the top, helping.
Yeah. 16. You have one of the mosaics you glanced past earlier. You're like, wait a second, that looked like a many-headed reptile. And you go back to it, and as you clean that one, you see label underneath Casimir Crowrun defeating the Hydra. And he is just cutting its head off. But his sword glows with a strange energy. And there seems to be like veins crawling up his veins that wasn't present in the other mosaic of him. There is a second part to this mosaic which shows him with what appears to be part of the Hydra's scales, inside sealing a cave structure.
I draw this to the attention of the others. It's like, Nimble, this is like your deity, right? Like, does this mean anything to you that might be
Do
like
I recognize the
tips?
Do I recognize the vein gains?
No.
And so the second image you described, you said
Yes.
it's Casimir Crowrun with, you said with some of the scales, as in
Yes.
on his skin, or he's
No, as in
carrying
like
them?
holding them and like
Okay.
it's essentially like a diagram, like a recipe almost of like smash scales up, spread on wool, seal cave forever. That's the impression you're getting from it.
Okay.
It's like creating a secret tunnel.
Creating a
Secret tunnel or like a secret room of some kind.
can we keep cleaning around this one and see if there's any more information about the secret?
Absolutely.
Entrance.
You actually find, as you keep cleaning, and you've
I've got big
essentially
hands.
cleaned the entire, like, all of the walls at this point. Eventually, you look over at the altar, where the bow which you placed yesterday, you can now see is growing upright and starting to sprout into a tree in that little patch of dirt. But the altar itself is overgrown with moss. And as you begin to clean that, you see a map.
Ooh, I keep cleaning. I follow it with my finger.
You see a map, and I'm bringing us back to the country map, and I will draw on the location, which is marked over here with this little red rectangle in the bottom of the cliffs that the citadel sits on.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. You see there a little like X labeled the Dread Hollow.
Sounds lovely.
Mm.
So is that like where the other Hydra is? Or like another Hydra is?
Might be
Or
the
maybe-
cave that guy lived in.
Yeah, that might be
Mhm.
Casimir Crowrun's home. That'd be incredible to find.
Mm.
Do I recognize any of these like hero characters and like any affiliations they might have with various deities or anything?
Make a religion check.
Guide me.
No.
Does someone want to help?
Anyone else proficient in religion?
I
yes,
can give it.
yes, I am.
Okay. Yeah, someone can definitely help. Go ahead and roll again, Hello.
Because that's what I rolled first.
We've been
You
given,
and Alex need to put your
On the
dice
dice
in jail.
you gave me.
we've been given an advantage in the chat, so we know.
And you've been given advantage in the chat.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That's a 13 on the die.
Okay.
Plus 4, 17, plus
17.
4, 21.
21. Okay. So you're not familiar with any of these people being in any way related to any gods? Except that as you're trying to think about it, it's almost as if the mosaics start to move in front of you briefly. As divine knowledge comes into your brain. You recognize the first mosaic you found or the mosaic M found of Shohul Snowsong receiving guidance. It's antiquated, and you didn't think it was real, but it looks like it might have been the ritual, the ritual acts out in front of you, a ritual of the gods choosing a champion. Vyas chose Visankaina as their champion.
This Ankaina was a champion of Vyas. In this, epic conflict.
And in fact, as you look with a 21, yeah, you would know this. You would notice this. The big mosaic with the separation war. You notice there's little ties between some of the the human characters on it and some of the gods. And you begin to draw connections between them. There's one which a furbolg, which seems tied to Pharea somehow. The Ankaina and Vyas. This not quite human person seems to be similar to cows in some way. WtR Wildless, that is. Mogren Morning Down, this glowing person. Fighting side by side with Addis, the goddess of agriculture. A dragonborn, similarities to Soraya. The human Casimir Crowrun, bearing a striking similarity to Idal, god of justice. A gnome, similar to the god of war, Castus. A genasi, a fire genasi, who seems to spring almost from the hearth as Chorus, goddess of the home. The elf, Duaglin Darkhelm, seems to be tied to Havel. There is an orc who is tied to Sanath, goddess of love. And finally a Harengon, who bears some of the same mysteriousness of Thelef, god of knowledge. It seems each of the gods had a champion, and it seems some of them are depicted on the walls here.
Wow, this is a real who's who of divine champions. This is great.
For much as Blurta makes a scene of not caring about religion, she's scholarly, interesting things that aren't kind of widely known. So she's going to just sit there, make notes and drawings and stuff of all this stuff.
Easy enough to do.
Can I examine the mosaic? And just get up close, see if there's any cracks or if it looks like any parts of it move.
Yeah.
I'll check out Vyas and Vyas's
statue
champion, who is Shohul Snowsong.
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead and make another investigation check if you want to. Muck M, anything you're doing?
Just anything specific that M can notice about the Ankaina, other than who they are?
They have emerald green eyes. And actually, looking at the mosaics, they have tiny emeralds for eyes. Muck, anything?
Is there anything that Muck notices about Casimir Crowrun?
Go ahead and make an investigation check yourself as well. Nimbo, what do you get?
I'm back to
I got
rolling
3.
dirt. I got a 9.
Okay. Yeah. No, you can't find.
Did someone
any...
put advantage in the chat?
Someone did put advantage in the chat. If that's
Mark,
not
do
been
you
used
want
yet.
Is that okay?
You have it.
All right. Cool.
With
What
a
was that?
9, you get you at the same time get the impression you could search here forever. If Vyas didn't want you to find something, you wouldn't.
I got 11.
11,
Thank you,
okay.
chat.
11. It's hard to tell if this is actually something about Casimir or if it's like just the age of the art in here. In the mosaic where they're creating the planar seal, he looks old and tired.
How does he look in all the other ones? The one.
Much better.
Oh,
Young and hot.
man.
Yes, sure. He's a very attractive man in the other ones, and he just looks not like old, like elderly, but just like weary.
After PhD versus before PhD.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too real. You should
Mhm.
have so much hair
Sorry.
before PhD.
Me too.
Commiserations.
Yeah, I'm wearing so much concealer right now. My under eyes are just me a bit.
Are all the text descriptions, what language are those in?
They are written in common.
Okay. Is there any other text?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. I can read all languages now.
You can read all languages. There is not.
Okay.
You mentioned
Not with what you've been able to find. Yes, Sam.
You mentioned that Snow Song's eyes were emeralds. Is that
Yes.
like actually emeralds?
Yes.
Does anything happen if I touch the emerald?
Go ahead and make a... No, I'm kidding. You feel... But however M felt when they were a small child, when they were happy, when they would hear stories of Shohul, you feel that feeling, and you hear your mother's voice telling the stories. And you just... It's a little overwhelming. But as you feel these things, you feel yourself at the same time probably a little conflicted sadness, happiness. But you feel a warmth spread throughout you, and actually spreads through you. And Blurta, Nimbo, Muck, you begin to feel it as well. You all get 5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Nice.
Not sure what's going on here.
What's happening with Rachel right now?
I can't stop hearing it. I'm sorry.
Oh. I'm fine.
We
What
missed.
have we missed?
Sam and I were having a heartfelt moment.
I know, and that made it so much more difficult.
Did I say something funny?
No.
I just can't stop hearing Shohul. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I mean, we were both trying so hard.
The
I thought about turning my camera off.
A champion of the god, guys. Come on.
Okay.
M's dad for all we know, okay?
Oh, I don't want to have a chat with my dad's showhole.
Alex, you being the creator of this name, how do you feel?
I've just checked my own notes here, and mine is shoehole, which is
Oh,
not
did I
quite...
just spell it down? I just spell it wrong the entire
Yeah, and then...
8 months that I've been preparing this.
Yeah, it's SHUHUL in my notes, so I take no responsibility for this at all.
Shoehole.
Shoehole isn't actually that much better because I feel like we would still have been able to make jokes about
No,
I mean-
it's better than just showhole.
Shoehole.
Okay, can we stop saying it?
No.
No.
That's just the name of this episode now, though.
Showhole. So
I'm so sorry for
No,
like
this is
ruining
fine.
that moment.
meanwhile, I'm getting really sad about and happy at the same time thinking about these things.
Yeah, there may be now that you've discovered this, and there may be more that's the unnamed individual revealed to you at a later point. But right now this is what you've been given. But like an awareness of someone or something knows you're here and knows vaguely what you're up to. In a good way. Right. Well, all of this has been going on. The Hydra outside has not moved.
I forgot
How
about that.
is the slaying of the Hydra portrayed in the text? Like, in what kind of is it portrayed as like an act of hubris? Is it an act of sacrifice? Is it triumph? Is it like shame? What is it?
It's like duty almost.
It's like a mark of being real sick dudes.
Actually, would you look at this?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. If M is the only one who'd be able to identify the veins, given that the book that you have been reading through occasionally does actually show similar diagrams in one of the opening chapters. It seems Casimir Crowrun may have been a blood hunter.
Okay. Well, I'll pass that information on, but not revealing why I know that.
Yes, that's fine. Blood hunters are not very common. It seems to be like a kind of lost art. So the fact that M knows this is maybe a little bit weird, but also could have just read about it somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, wizards.
Exactly, yeah.
Explains it.
So Casimir
Wizard
Crowrun
dip.
was champion of Idal, who is the god
Vyas.
of justice. And,
Oh yeah, no, sorry, yes. Casimir was champion of Idal, god of justice. Sorry.
and that was the one that killed the Hydra.
Yes.
And it was Shovel Snowsoul, who's the same ancestry as who was champion of Vyas.
Seems to be, yes.
Gotcha.
Unclear from the diagrams what kind of person they were.
A Libra.
Warrior of some variety. Had a big ass weapon.
Big ass.
I've been saying big ass a lot tonight.
That is the weapon.
It is the
Big
weapon.
ass on the mind.
It's just... I'm not even gonna make this joke that I just came up with. I will let you all fill in the
Keep it in
blanks.
there. Keep it in there.
Yes. So yeah,
Some
it seems
gifts are
that
too dangerous for the world.
they really are. They really are. Especially because I apparently have been misspelling a name Alex came up with for 8 months to a year.
It's what the universe wanted.
Yeah.
Apparently.
All led to this moment.
Yeah, this is the peak.
This is the nexus point of the multiverse.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, I think the whole thing is like I'm not actually averse to fighting a monster, but it just seems like kind of superfluous if it's just like sitting there. It's just like this like epic battle because a guy was napping on our porch. Basically, it doesn't have the coolness factor of it.
Yeah,
I agree. We just took a rest. Like, I don't want to tire myself out again now, and then we have to sleep again, and there's another Hydra.
although
There's two of them. The next one.
I am feeling,
Quite smart.
I'm feeling pretty strong. Dagmar, would I know Vyas's opinion on the Hydras?
Make another religion check.
You know, we're in his house. That's a
What?
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Generally, Hydras seem to be fine with Vyas as long as they fit within the balance of everything else, but they are an apex predator, so they are
Mhm.
necessary for the environment. At the same time, your eye keeps glancing towards that secret passage that Casimir seems to be sealing up using the Hydra scales.
Yeah,
And
are we gonna
glancing
have to,
outside at the Hydra and thinking this might just be a little bit more than a coincidence.
yeah, are we gonna have to take these Hydra scales into a cave?
We need to I don't know. Like honestly, this god stuff, that's your field.
When the Hydra attacked the unseen servant, did it just snap at it with its jaws? It didn't do anything
Yes.
else.
Nope, just jaws.
Am I able to get any sort of inclination as to the subspecies of this Hydra?
Make a this would be a nature nature check.
Can I help or guide?
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually, you can't help, you can guide because you made a check earlier and didn't know very much.
D4 for guide.
D4 for guidance, yes.
Cool. That is. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. In that case, you recognize this as a fen hydra. They are the most common type of hydra, and they tend to live in these kinds of places. What else you know with the 20, they're capable of shedding a head to offload a debilitating effect, making strategies that rely on incapacitating a Hydra difficult to pull off. They grow additional head with each conflict they survive, which means they then become more dangerous and ravenous throughout the year until the winter months, when they shed most of their accumulated heads to conserve energy. So this seems to be, it's probably a younger Fen Hydra, and it definitely seems to have, like, it hasn't been in that much combat since winter.
I'm just
Yeah, what time of year is it?
Spring.
I'm just fascinated by the image. It's just like David Attenborough's like, and then you find a pile of heads that the Hydra shed in the floor.
Okay.
I mean, I could create like a little distraction illusion, like just like a pig or something, just like waddling nearby, and then it would follow the pig, and then we leave.
That could work. I'm just going to start our day off right, though. I'm going to cast Aid,
Okay.
and all of you, your hit point max goes up by 5.
Ooh,
Um,
Standing.
Are these technically temporary hit points?
No,
Okay. Good.
no, this is hit point max.
Yeah, perfect. That's fine then. Yeah. 'Cause-
So yeah, your hit point max and your current hit points go up by 5.
Yeah.
All three of you.
temporarily go up by 5, so it lasts for 8 hours, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Just because temporary hit points don't stack, but this will stack with the 5 hit points you've already received.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Cool.
nice.
What do you want to do? I will say, you are all relatively intelligent people. Relative being the operative word.
Theoretically intelligent people.
We are still
You're-
disaster teams.
Yes, you are. You do realize that this thing has 5 heads, so one illusion pig isn't going to be much of a challenge or a distraction.
5 illusion pigs.
That might work.
They'll have to be stacked very closely to fit in a 5-foot cube.
Teacup pigs.
Mini pigs.
Is anyone particularly
Amazing.
fast?
Teacup piglets.
I
I'm an
can
athlete.
move fast.
I can teleport.
I can do big jump as well.
I mean,
Oh,
'Cause
that's
I'm not
teleporting
particularly
is better.
fast or stealthy, so I'm probably not great for, kind of getting out of the way of this thing.
I mean, to be fair, I do have a slow solution to this problem. If we can't be bothered to fight this thing, because I have
Mhm.
invisibility, right? So I could like invisible one of you. Nope. That person goes off to get out of range. Then the next person, and then I have to have a rest, and then I do it again. But
The invisible shuttle.
yeah,
Yeah.
technically that is a thing we could do. If...
That is an extreme form of splitting the party.
Yeah.
You're welcome to try it.
So just
Yeah,
to
I don't.
just to be clear, we don't want to attack this thing. We're not interested in that.
I mean, me as player knows that it'd be fun to fight it. But I feel like Nimbo is not sure what message to take. Like, it just because, like, if a mythical hero jumped off a cliff, would you do it?
Yeah.
I mean, if it was cool looking.
I'm just thinking to the mosaics and the scales and whether we need scales at all for this like other cave.
I think I don't know. That seems like a decent bet. Maybe we just take one head,
Yeah, just one. Doesn't need it.
just as a treat,
Yay.
How big is it? Is one head? Out of interest.
It's sizable. It's like, God, let me comparing this to the moose.
Is it a moose head big, or is it bigger than a moose head?
No, it's definitely one head is probably like both of the moose antlers combined.
Okay, well, what if
So Muck could carry it, but it is heavy.
can we put a condition on one of the heads so that it sloughs off? Because it will shed its head.
Yeah, good shot.
I mean,
I
won't it just regrow it then?
Yeah, but
Yeah, but-
like it'll get rid of one to get rid of the
Oh, I see.
condition, so we can just sneakily take the other head.
What counts as a condition? Could I like trick it into thinking it's got like ants on it? Just like
Oh no, I have ants.
just drop my head off. I can't be asked with this.
Maybe boils or something.
So
Halitosis. I'm just gonna drop my head off.
Could I cast suggestion and get let's suggest that it drops its head off?
I think suggestion has a minimum intelligence.
I can't see anything about that.
I feel like it should, otherwise. Or does it have anything about? Do they need to be able to understand you? Is that it?
Creatures that can't be charmed. Yeah, can hear and understand. Yes, if they can.
Yeah.
understand.
So yeah, you know with the 20, you know the hydras don't have language. So suggestion wouldn't work on it. To put this in simple terms for the players, it is able to shed a head as a reaction when it fails a saving throw against a spell or magical effect, thus allowing it to succeed instead.
I mean, the other thing is clearly these things don't like fire, so we could just like throw a load of torches at it until it goes away.
Again, on the doorstep of my
Yeah.
patron deity's house, I'd rather we didn't start chucking around torches if possible. I mean, if we can draw it away.
Well, that's where the juicy pig comes in, just out of reach, so it has to move further away.
So we're going to engage it, try and make it lose a skill check to slough off a head, then grab the head and run away. Does that sound good?
Okie
Okay. In that case, we will be starting by rolling initiative right after this 10-minute break. We'll see you at 8:40 very shortly for a Hydra battle.
See you shortly.
Oh dear. I'm sorry to tell you this, Katanga, but I'm afraid that this misery high bluff you keep talking about has just been a figment of your imagination.
can Katanga make an insight check?
Absolutely.
Do you want me to roll deception?
No point, because that was a natural 1.
Well, if I notice this mid smooch, can I flick my tongue out for a quick taste?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check, I guess.
What is
Sleight
with
of
your
tongue.
characters and tasting things?
Is it under?
Mate, we've talked about these like these body image issues, and like you can't be comparing yourself to like refreshing beverage cunt of all people.
Most of the fleas, because I assume Dream isn't actually being all that careful.
No.
So a lot of the fleas do manage to like jump ship. And
They're fleed.
I don't know what happens if you pour bleach on a flea. They might be fine.
It might disintegrate, I don't know.
Yeah.
Google it.
What happens when you bleach a flea?
Live Psychom coming straight at you.
Look, Psychom's just being... Okay, so...
That name.
So when the Sex Muskets sing "God Save the Queen," do they
Yeah.
actually literally?
Yeah,
mean
it's
Yeah.
they're quite sincere. A fascist regime which we approve of.
It's
I
the,
called out with my own deep throaty alarm call as well.
What are you doing down here?
Oh, we're just taking a shortcut. You know, just traffic.
We're fumigating for sewer clowns here. You can't be here.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I've been called worse, but you better shut your mouth.
We all know the real sewer clown is Elon Musk and his tunnels, so... Kick me off Twitter, Elon, I dare you.
So, Boomslang will disguise himself as Reginar and be Big Spoon.
okay. So,
I got you, buddy.
so we cut to a scene where this Yuan-Ti, this snake person, is spooning a pudding angel.
No. Snake person disguised as a halfling.
Yes. Oh, you're even bigger a spoon than I remember.
Yeah, I just, I used to have that energy.
Delightful, angel, delightful. And then we fade to
Oh, is
black.
that your full name?
Fade to black of spooning.
I don't want to miss a thing.
So you see in the room Eridark Ariesis, who is a pallid elf fighter gunslinger. Do I have guns? Do I fuck? What you
Should have a battle map that is not the map of the world, Sam.
Oh yeah.
Been a long time since
there
you
we go.
fired
There
someone.
we go. It's loading. You just have to fight the world. You are teenagers after all.
So unfair.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
If at this point, 3 of the Hydra heads. So, one of the Hydra heads that was awake earlier is now asleep. But one of the ones that was asleep has woken up. So there's still 2 awake. Which means it's going to be difficult to surprise it, as one of the heads closer to you is now conscious. But at this point, we will be rolling some initiative, probably. Just so I don't have people yelling things at me that they want to do.
That is my third nat 1 of the session.
No.
Which gives you a 0 on initiative, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
You never get a turn.
Holy moly.
Initiative count 0, which means I actually start before everyone else, right?
Yeah,
Sure,
initiative
yes.
is 0 index. So yeah.
Yeah,
you go
yeah. It's like
first.
golf.
What did everyone else
Wow,
get,
golf
please?
has come up a lot this session.
I got 19.
Amazing. M and Blurta?
7.
7 for Blurta.
14.
14 for M. Okay, I will roll for the Hydra. Which I have deleted from the battle map. That's real useful, Daphmar.
Sweet.
We won!
Everyone go home.
As long as
There
I
we
left
go.
a head behind, then no thing.
Yeah.
So, sorry, give me one moment, please, as I am incompetent.
You're incompetent. We are competent. Competence. Damn it.
Sorry, just gonna very quickly.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
Turn that off. It is asleep over there. I need to add it to my tracker, and then I need to roll. Okay. Muck, you are going to be up first. As we enter the initiative order.
Oh yeah. I'm first, and I get to go twice because I'm big.
Feel free,
bad
everyone,
hearted.
please feel free to just visit like Nimbo, and Muck, if you want to move elsewhere inside the building. You're not on the roof, you are inside, but feel free to move yourselves.
What if I move myself outside?
Also,
the
Alex, can I
building?
just check you did short rest, Blurta?
More a long rest of turn.
Long rest, I mean, that's what I mean, cool. So it's just
Yeah.
the HP tracker isn't updated, that's fine.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know why it never does that.
No, that's okay. Muck, you step outside and one of the heads immediately snaps around and looks at you as the other heads begin to writhe and wake. What would you like to do?
I'm frozen. Oh boy. Oh, I'm back. I'm gonna attack, baby. Big bag attack. Big bag
Awesome,
attack.
go for it.
15?
15 just hits.
Woohoo!
Are you aiming for a head or for the body?
For a head.
Cool.
Wait.
Go for it.
Let me think everything, because I don't want to cut off a head, right? Because that'll be real bad. Let me go for the body first.
Okay. In that case, alright, that's fine. You're going for the body, still same to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That will be 11.
Okay, it doesn't do quite as much damage as you were hoping for because the body is just a bit more well protected
Okay.
than the heads are. But
Alright.
you start carving into it. You get a second attack.
Yeah. Oh no, that's 11.
11 is going to miss. As this time, one of the heads, like one of the necks, kind of gets in your way, and your blade glances off the side of it.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I guess I'm going first, so I just want to see what's going on. I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
So I'm going to go again.
All right, another 2 attacks. Go for it.
19 to hit.
19 hits. A body or head? Still
This
body?
time I'm going to go for the head.
Go for the head.
Not going to cut it off. I'm going to try and go straight down through the top or
Yep.
up through the bottom, whatever I can get. So
Absolutely.
that's 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay. Yeah, that takes the full brunt of it as it screeches in pain.
Sick.
And
That's
you're
it for me.
you get 4 attacks.
Oh.
If you accident surge, you get another action,
Oh my
not
God.
another attack.
Let's go.
So you get a 4th attack.
17 to hit.
17 also hits.
I'm going for the head again.
All right.
That is, can't count. 11 damage.
11 damage. You carve, despite your best intentions, you carve straight through the head.
God damn it!
Blood spurts out. Yeah.
Don't forget, let's try not to take off that. Oh.
I didn't know my own strength.
Do you have a bonus action if you want to use it?
No, thank you.
It is now the Hydra's turn. As it is now fully awake. It rolled an 18. It had almost tied you for initiative. It is going to start. See if it regrows. Yeah, it 2 heads regrow. And doing so, it regains some hit points.
What? It regains points as well.
So 2 heads now sprout out. You're the only one in range, Muck. It's gonna make 6 attacks against you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It gets an attack per head.
No comment. Come on then.
Do I remember correctly that we all got 5 temporary hit points?
Yes, you
as
did.
well as the 5.
As well as the
max
5
hit
from
point
aid,
boost.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get 8, but the others did.
Yeah, the others did, yes. Okay, so it's a 3 and a 4, and then a nat 18 on the first 3 attacks. It's a 26 to hit.
Chronal shift.
It puts it all
no.
together.
Chronal shift. That is an 18 to hit.
Wait, hold on. All the heads go. Add
Yes.
all of their attack rolls together.
So
and then
it
they're
gets
gonna-
6 attacks. I'm just rolling 3 dice at a time, because otherwise we're going to be here for an hour. With just me rolling dice.
All right, go for it. Yeah, that hits. Yeah, go on.
It's a thing with 6 heads. Okay, you take 7 points of piercing damage, reduced to 4, and you are grappled.
Oh bloody hell!
As one of its heads just like crunches deep into your breastplate. Okay, so your speed is now 0. Let me just double check what else. Yeah, your speed is 0. That is it. You're not incapacitated, so beyond this, you are fine. The other 3 heads are going to attack you as well, given they can't see any other prey. That's a natural 2, and 5, and another 18. So as a second head latches onto you, you take 11 points reduced to 8 piercing damage.
What?
The heads are like getting in each other's ways, trying to latch onto you, which is why only 2 of them managed to hit, but you are still grappled. We now come to whoever is next. M.
So, is there a head just lying on the ground now?
There is now a head lying on the ground, yes.
Where is it in relation to the Hydra itself?
Like sort of underneath it.
So it's within kind of melee range.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna take out my dagger and then unsheath my claws, which will kind of glow with a blue kind of ice.
Okay.
This is the first time I've done this.
Activating your right, go ahead and reduce your hit points by whatever your dice is.
1d4 of damage.
1d4, yeah, that's what I thought it was.
And then I
What
was.
do we see?
You will see is I've unsheathed my claws. There's kind of like frost coming out of the tips, which I'll then kind of run up the edge of the serrated blade, imbuing this dagger with some frost damage.
You've got frosted tips.
Frosted tips, that's me. And I want to move in closer towards this kind of wriggling head, if possible.
Okay. Yeah, the wriggling head will be essentially in the lower left corner, right next to where Muck is grappled.
So if I move in front of it, I'm going to stay within melee range then and move around it to try and get towards that.
Yeah.
And then try and carve off some scales from that.
Okay. That would be an It's pretty tough. You will need to... It'll be your bonus action, rather than just a plain object interaction, but you're able to scrape some skills off.
Okay. Cool. And then you said that's bonus action.
Yes, that'll be your bonus action.
I can't do that this round because I've activated my Crimson Right. So.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
I can wait. I'm just not going to be in that position.
Yeah, absolutely. You can attack instead if you want to, or use an action for something.
Yep, I'm just going to attack the Hydra's body with my dagger.
Cool. All right, make an attack.
So that is going to be an 18 to hit.
Okay. Where do you want to be? Like about there?
Yeah.
Yep. An 18 does hit. So, are you attacking the body or the head?
I'm going to attack the body.
Cool. Go ahead and roll your damage, including your cold damage.
10 points of damage, 6 being slashing, 4 being cold.
6 slashing, 4 cold. Okay, yeah. Even the cold damage, it doesn't do quite as much as you were hoping.
Okay. And then I'll just like take out my other set of claws and take another attack.
That would be a bonus action to...
I've got 2 weapon fighting, so...
It's 2 weapon fighting still uses your bonus action. You don't get a second attack. Yeah. It just means you can add all your modifiers to your bonus action attack.
Well, that's me then.
Cool. Okay, Blurta, you're up next.
Okay, so I have a plan, maybe.
You've just got line of sight from where you are.
Yeah.
But it's tricky.
So I'm just going to pop in and out of that cover.
Yep. You can do that.
So first of all, Hex.
Yep.
And I'm going to give it disadvantage on strength to hopefully let Muck have a bit of chance of breaking out of grapple.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'm going to fire my Eldritch Blast at a head.
Go for it. At a head.
Yes, at a head.
Cool.
Does a 17 hit?
17 hits.
And does a 16 hit?
Also hits.
Cool. Right. So 7.
So none of us are doing fire, yeah?
No, this is where it comes in. So that is 17 force damage.
Okay.
Plus 1 necrotic.
Okay.
And 3 fire.
Okay. That is 21 points of damage total. The head does not fall off. But a valiant attempt.
Yes. And then I step back into cover.
That is fine. Okay. In that case, Nimbo, we come over to you.
Okay, so we're trying to make it roll saving throws, yeah?
Yes, that is how you get it to shed heads.
We're trying to get to shed heads. After this quite religious and meaningful experience, Nimbo is feeling connected to the world around him. And you don't see his eyes roll back in his head, but they do. And you just hear this...
A second. Sorry.
You hear, wait a second.
Yeah. I get an extra d6 of Hex, which is
yes.
6 of necrotic.
Okay, in that case, a head does come off. So it's down to 5 again. Hold on.
And there was fire damage in there.
Yep, I'm trying to find my...
Sorry,
Nimbo's holding it. Like...
Yeah.
Carry on, Khalil. I'm trying to find where it says things about heads. Carry on, I'm listening.
You don't see his eyes roll back in his head, but you do hear like a massive thunderclap rolling across the whole of the Sorrow, and these dark clouds start to swirl above the temple. And I'm going to call some lightning down.
Okay,
on this
go for
Hydra.
it.
That's going to be a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yep.
And to avoid my friends who are up at the head end, I'm going to hit it with
You're going to hit it in the body.
the back side.
In the back, yeah. Cool. Dexterity saving
hole.
throw. That is a 19.
Don't. That will pass, but it will still take half damage.
Yes. And it will half that damage because you're not hitting it in the head.
Okay. 20, half to 10, so half to 5.
Yeah. Every little counts. Is all I will say. It's taken a pretty serious beating so far already. Okay. Yes. What was I thinking? Heads. That's fine, we'll get to that later. Anything else you want to do, Nimbo?
Kind of lost my train of thought at this point. What bonus actions do I have? I don't think I have anything particularly useful right now, so no.
Alright.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh? Always worthwhile. Muck. It's your turn. You are grappled in this head.
But if you think about it, it's actually kind of a good thing because I'll do a strength contest. Oh, that's not a saving throw, though, is it?
It is not. You can try to use your action to get out of the grapple. It's DC of 16 to get out.
And
for
it's
a
a
strength
disadvantage.
save.
The beastie's at disadvantage, right?
The beast isn't rolling anything.
Dull.
This is Muck needing to make a saving throw.
Okay, so it's not opposed grapple.
No, it's not.
No.
Oh, okay.
But let's think about it this way. Like, what am I grappling for? Because I have to be within 5 feet to hit anyway.
Also, if we're rules munchkin, if we're rules, lawyering, you could shove it, and that would be a contested grapple check.
Oh.
And that would be forced movement, which would break the grapple.
It is a huge creature, so Muck would also be at disadvantage.
Oh.
Because it is significantly larger than Muck.
Fair.
So,
Touche.
if it was a large creature, this would work, but it is not.
Oh, don't you have large build because you're a half-orc?
Yeah.
Wait, this is some Yu-Gi-Oh shit. You've activated my trump card.
D&D. Google.
You have powerful build, which means you count as one size larger than your real size for what you can push and carry, right? This is what you all tune in for. Don't tell me you don't.
So this is when like Noel Goodman turns up to.
I am just double checking what it says rules is written about that. Because
I think
rule books are cool, kids.
They are. They help your DM when questions like this come up.
I can't see that in half orc.
Also, rules are there to be broken, so.
Right?
Yeah, I would personally rule that for the. No, it's not in half orc.
Damn it.
No, it's a furball trait. It might be an orcish trait as well, but not a half orc trait. That being said,
we can't all be powerfully built.
All right, Nimbo.
I need to double check the wording on the furball trait as well to see exactly what it says about it. And depending on the wording, I'd be happy to rule in favor of this being an option, but.
I mean, technically, I can shove things back regardless of size, so that's also.
Yeah, that is slightly broken, and I'm gonna probably rule absolutely not, because there's limit to what your eye can do.
Just like
You
shove
can
it around.
attempt, it's not guaranteed to succeed. Anyways,
I'm gonna be honest, I already regret bringing this up. This has gone on way too long.
yeah, and we don't even know what Rachel wants to do with her turn. What would you like to do with your turn?
I just feel like I should just attack it twice.
Yep, go for it.
I don't need to move. I'm in the perfect position. All right. 13 to hit.
13 misses.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The heads that you're aiming for are like dodging out of the way as the other head is like lifting you off the ground at this point.
Fuck it, I'm gonna shove it.
You have already taken the attack action, so you cannot now shove it.
Oh no. Okay,
you can
cool.
take another
I'll hit
attack. You cannot shove
Alright,
as an attack
17
unless
to
you
hit.
have a special feats.
Cool. 17.
17 does hit.
Getting it.
And you're aiming for a head?
Yeah,
Okay.
but like one that hasn't been hit yet.
It is 25 damage per turn in order to remove a
Oh.
hit. So you're not gonna do that with one hit.
Great, 9 damage.
9 damage. Cool. Yeah. You manage to like carve a big slash across one of the eyes of the Hydra. It is now the Hydra's next turn. You can see where Blurta's fire damage happened. It's trying to regrow a head, but it's not succeeding at it. That being said, it is now going to make, how many heads is it left? 5 melee, 4 bite attacks. 2 against M and 2 against... No, 2 against M to start. Which will be a natural 1 and a 15.
Both miss.
Okay. It is then going to attempt to swallow Muck.
Oh no.
You what?
That is
You
a
what, mate?
17.
That's fine. You're in the perfect position.
Oh yeah, I'm cutting my way
Is
out.
that a
Don't worry
strength
about
check?
No, it is an attack. It's a 17 to hit, which I believe hits.
that. Yeah.
Chrono
it might,
shift.
yeah.
Chrono shift.
Personally, I want to see Muck kick her way out of the belly of a Hydra.
Yeah.
That is an 18.
Oh, for God. And why'd you do that?
Oh, M did it. You get a flash of being swallowed by a Hydra before you are swallowed by a Hydra. You take, ouch, max of 15 points of piercing damage. Reduced to 12. As well as you were swallowed into its stomach, 13 points of acid damage.
Jeez.
You have cover against all attacks and other effects outside of the Hydra, but you are blinded and restrained, which means you will be attacking at disadvantage.
Fine.
It has 2 attacks left now that Muck has been consumed. It is going to attack M twice more, because M is the only one.
Does a Hydra have multiple stomachs, or does it have one stomach with a lot of entrances?
One stomach, lot of entrances, I think.
Like a duck's vagina.
Yes.
If you've never seen
Labyrinthine.
that, go and download Jules Howard's Duck Vagina VR app, and you can go on a flight through VR. It's great
Oh
fun.
my God.
I was
Listen-
going to suggest a short educational video from the Natural History Museum, but like
Oh, well, that as well.
a VR experience sounds much more.
Visceral?
I hate to interrupt while you were laughing, but I rolled a natural 20.
Yeah.
And a
I'm
20
Fired,
inside.
Dagmar. You're
and
fired.
a 22 to hit M.
Yeah.
So
Come and join me.
that is going to be, first attack, M, you are going to be grappled. You take, for the natural 20, it's going to be 12 points of piercing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and then another 13 points of piercing damage with the second attack.
Okay.
Personally, I think we need to start bullying the.
You can certainly do that. It's not going to help you in any way.
Bribery.
M, you have been grappled by a Hydra. It is now your turn.
Can I cast spells at this point?
You can do everything, you just
I
can't move. Yeah.
Okay, I am going to cast Flaming Sphere.
It is a ranged spell attack, isn't it? Or is that's not a spell attack?
No.
Sorry, it's not ranged.
No, it's a
Area of effect.
area of effect. So it's
Yes.
a deck save.
That is what I was trying to say. A dex save from the Hydra. 19 again.
Okay, so
It has decent dex. Apologies.
So it's going to take 2d6.
Yep.
So 10 half to 5.
Cool.
And then I don't know if this will work, but just I'm thinking because it's got multiple heads, as my bonus action to cause the sphere to go up 15 feet and then back down 15 feet to hit again.
It is one creature, so I'm afraid not.
Yeah. There's nothing I can do then. I am stuck in the jaws.
Cool.
In the
Blurta,
middle with you.
your turn. You peek back out. Muck is gone.
Okay, I think. Well, I thought I had like a slight line of sight, enough to work out what was happening.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you saw Muck get swallowed in that case.
Okay, so I was like, oh shit. So I'm going to target that head that just ate Mark.
Yep.
With 2 blasts.
Go for it.
Dirty 20
Hits.
and 16.
Also hits.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
So 10, 14. Yeah, I will do enough damage to blast that head off and burn
Okay.
it.
But please tell me how much damage.
Oh, okay.
That
so
is still
it's-
relevant.
It's right. So it's 24 force damage, 3
Okay.
fire damage, and
Is that 27?
um,
Hex damage?
yeah, 7 necrotic.
I was on 27. I am on 34 points. You were aiming for the heads then?
Yeah, for specifically the head that swallowed.
Yep. 34 points of damage, and as the head explodes off Muck, you get chucked up out of the neck hole and land covered in stomach acid in the spot you just departed.
That's how you'll show hole.
Nice, finger guns.
What I'm also going to do is I'm going to actually move into the doorway, just so it can get to me, but not too much.
Okay, yeah, you are not within its range at this
Okay.
point.
So there. I don't know if
It's got a reach of 10 feet, so you'd have to be out on the steps.
Okay, so there.
If you wanted to be able to eat you, yes, there.
I don't want it to be able to eat me. I want it to be able to attack me and then get hellish rebuked.
Yes, that will do. Absolutely.
Yes.
In that case, Nimbo, your turn now, unless Alex has more things for Blurtus
Nope.
to do.
That's it.
Cool.
So Nimbo is relieved, but I was kind of hoping I could do a science experiment and see if the outside of a Hydra works like a Faraday cage. But now that Muck is out, which is good,
Faraday cage
yeah, I'm not
for half
complaining about
orcs.
that. I just have to zap it the old school way. How hurt? Muck's looking pretty hurt, right?
Yes.
How hurt is him?
Pretty hurt. And still held in the jaws of this.
Okay, I'm gonna chuck a 2nd level healing word at him.
Alright.
If I get swallowed, then I'm unconscious inside. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you would
get
take
10
acid
hit
damage
points.
at the start of every turn.
Yeah.
Just FYI. 10 points.
You
of
get 10
healing?
hit points then.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
And then I'm guessing the heads have started to rear up from getting
Yeah.
attacked.
There's
So they're
only
acting like
3
lightning
left at this
bolts.
point.
All right, so the highest one
Yes.
is going to get struck by lightning.
Sounds like a plan.
Nice.
That's another dexterity save. please.
Dex save. That is a 17.
That will still pass.
I've
Wow, this is a dexterous Hydra.
it's got really it's because it's got so many necks.
It's all neck. Yeah.
It's all neck.
So that's 15 halved to 7.
7, okay. Yeah, definitely did a decent amount of damage. It's starting to look quite hurt. It's got 3 heads left at this point. And we come back around to Muck. Muck, you're prone on the ground. Sorry, Nimbo.
With my movement,
Yes.
I'm going to come round to here.
Yep.
And start. Oh wait, that's a bit far. Oh, it won't let me go there. Oh well, I'll go there. I'm gonna just start kind of distracting it over this way.
Make an intimidation check, please.
The technical approach.
Terrifyingly intimidating guy that is. It's a nat 20.
Oh.
Exciting. Okay. Good
I've
to
had
know.
2 nat 20s and 3 nat 1s.
This is silly.
Amazing.
Now we come around to Muck, who is frozen in time.
I'm just picturing that Nimbo is just like crackling with electricity, just like yeah. It's actually pretty fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, and all the copper coils in his hair are like sparking and crackling.
Nice. Am I still going to take acid damage or anything, or
Nope.
can I just get
No,
the hit?
you are no longer in the stomach, so you are okay.
Cool. Anyone need a health potion? At this point, I got one.
I
can
wave
obviously
from up in
roll
the
I
air.
think that would be you, to be honest.
All right. Let me attack first, and then.
Alright.
Wait, how many hit points do you have? Wait, no, I'm not allowed to know that. That's metagaming, isn't it?
It's on the
And
screen.
you, I don't mind. On a scale of how many max hit points does M have right now?
Mm-hmm.
It's 2/3 full.
Oh, okay. You're.
I was gonna say on a scale of like 30, are you at a 25? But yes, this is
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna keep that in my pocket then. All right, great sword. Ooh, 14. That misses.
14 misses.
Let's go again. 19. That's a crit.
That's a
right?
crit.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Are you aiming for a head or body?
Oh, if I'm gonna crit, then I might take off a head and it will grow another head, so that would be bad. So I should go through the body.
But it
It's
grows back
getting-
on its turn.
It's
But
its
it's
turn
not-
next. It is getting low on hit points. It's
Oh,
starting
so
to
that's
look
an
quite
overall pool.
damaged.
Okay.
Not like you're gonna one hit kill it, but like
yeah.
another head might not be as big an issue as it could have been at the start.
Okay.
So-
Let me
As it was at the start.
As it was at the start, yes.
All right. So let me hit a head then.
Yeah.
Okay. 13 plus 10. 23 damage.
23 is not enough to take off a head.
Oh, sweet. Cool.
So, but yeah, you do a significant amount of damage to it.
And then I'm gonna go inside.
You're leaving?
Oh no, because no, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Okay.
I'm not leaving. I'm
You have a
chilling.
bonus action if you want to use it.
I don't know what to do with it. I'm good.
Okay.
Oh wait. No, I'll use my second wind to regain some health points.
Awesome. Go for it. While you do that, the 3 Hydra heads, it's taken fire damage. It doesn't manage to regrow. Oh wait, actually. It takes a lot of effort, but it does manage to regrow that 4th head. It is smaller. It's not going to do quite as much damage.
Little nubbin.
Like the guy from Men in Black.
Yeah.
Not
Like-
quite
like
that
Dead
small.
Kill
It's
Never
more
know
like
that stings.
whereas before it was 2 moose antlers per head, now it's 1 moose antler for this head. So it's gonna have slightly smaller damage dice for that one, but it does get to make 4 attacks, and it is gonna try to swallow M.
Just before that,
What,
at the
my
end of my
intimidation
turn-
didn't do shit?
It's got M in its mouth. The other mouths will be coming at you.
Okay.
Just before the end of my turn, can I throw my healing potion to M?
Yes.
Yay! Here you go.
But yeah, it's gonna start by trying to eat M. That is an 18 to hit. So, you are swallowed. You take 9 points of piercing damage. And as you hit the acid, you take 16 points of acid damage.
I'm out.
M is unconscious inside a Hydra. The rest of you are unaware of this.
But we are aware that M is inside the Hydra.
You are aware that M is inside the Hydra. And you do know how to get people out of the Hydra.
You blow up its head.
Yes. It is then going to make an attack against Nimbo. That is going to hit, my dude. That's a 23 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
This is with one of its normal-sized heads, so you're going to take 13 points of piercing damage.
I'm gonna do Wrath of the Storm.
Exciting.
Dex save, please.
Dex save. 19 again!
Jesus.
Jesus.
Fucking hell. I
Okay.
have only rolled 15s for their dex save.
That'll still take half of 12, so 6.
6, okay.
So how much damage was I taking?
What did I say? 13. Piercing.
13. Okay.
Oh yeah, you are grappled as well. And I need you to make a concentration check for Call Lightning.
Con save. That's gonna be an 11.
Yep,
Which
you
passes.
make the save, absolutely. A second head is going to try to attack Nimbo. 16 misses. So the third head is going to go for the new creature which has just appeared, and is going to attack Blurta instead. But you managed to draw one of the attacks off Muck. That is going to be a 20 to hit Blurta.
Hits. Hellish
For
Rebuke.
15 points, a max. So, Hellish Rebuke is a dex save as well? Con save.
Dex save.
Dex save. That is a 10.
Okay, fails. So that's a nice. I'm just fixing my HP changes. That is a nice juicy 4d10.
Nice.
So that is 18 points of fire damage.
Okay. This Hydra is so close to death. I do need you to make a concentration check, please, for your Hex.
Oh yeah, that's Constitution save.
Constitution saving throw.
That one.
Your Hex drops as you lose concentration on your spell. M, you are in acid. I need you to make a death save, please.
Yeah. You want to know the results?
I thought you said
Yes,
they
please.
were on acid.
I mean, maybe.
Possibly that too.
It's a very interesting stomach.
Is an 18. So it's a save.
18, that's one success. Blurta, your turn.
Okay, so I'm just gonna. This makes it trickier. So, which of the heads are damaged right now? The one that just attacked me is damaged.
Yes, and the one that is grappling Nimbo is damaged. The third one is... Oh, it had a fourth head! I forgot about the fourth head.
Oh, the baby head.
Sorry, baby head's gonna attack Nimbo real quick. Baby head misses. Baby head is undamaged. The other head is also undamaged.
Okie dokie. I'm just going to start off by blasting. When you say the turn, is it my turn or is it its turn? So has it not taken fire damage this turn?
Its turn.
So it hasn't. So it's just started a fresh turn. Okay, well I'm just going to shoot the head.
Cool.
Oh, and we have to do 25 damage in a turn. Shit.
Yes.
Okay. It's doable.
It is.
You look up at the giant lightning cloud above you.
I'm gonna. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna. Am I grappled, by the way?
Oh yeah, it did hit you, didn't it? Yes, you are grappled.
Okay. Save myself, or
It is on its last legs, from what you can tell.
I'm just
It
gonna
is-
blast the one that's grappling me then.
Cool.
Oh,
Go
shit,
ahead and roll
wrong,
your
wrong
attack.
dice roll. No, I didn't want damage because I need to roll to hit first.
Yes, please.
Nat 20 for 28.
Yeah.
It had 2 hit points. How do you want to do this?
I think I just want to basically kind of laser the whole thing in half, and it just flops out, and M's just in the middle.
Steaming.
I will let this happen. As the Hydra sort of bursts open, this unconscious Unkaina just sort of rolls out of it.
Level 1 healing
Thankfully-
word.
Level 1 healing word. Thankfully not having taken any of the blast damage. You are now out of combat, having defeated the Hydra, and 5 hit points for M.
Yay.
Very good.
Um,
Very good.
as the two halves of the Hydra kind of slough apart with a kind of thudding squelch.
Yep.
Then I was gonna. I'd hoped we didn't have to do this. You could have just given us one of your heads. And also, I think Nimbo was probably a little bit too late to stop one last lightning bolt, and is going to get struck by lightning.
Given Nimbo is the one who controls the lightning, you can choose to get hit by lightning if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll damage, please.
You're not just gonna like explode half of the Hydra like.
Or first make your
detonated
own.
whales.
So the way I'm gonna rule this is you can choose to fail the deck save.
In answer to Hogan's question.
I mean that failing it makes more narrative sense.
Yes.
I did just roll a deck save that would have passed, but actually he's standing there and taking.
Yeah, I'm saying if you want to target yourself with your attacks, that's fine, but you cannot do that if you're gonna then dodge out of the way.
Absolutely. Okay, that's a 14 damage. So that's
but
7
your
hit points.
resistance, so
Yeah.
you lose 7 hit points. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get
and
charge on the amulet.
yes, my kind of wooden swirly charred amulet starts to like thrum and crackle and spark. This feels new. Emma, you okay?
Not really, no.
Take the health potion. I gave you a health potion. Do you want it?
I will also just like chuck that down my neck as well.
Yeah. You were like sort of limply clutching it, and in like the other hand, your dagger, and you've got the pouch of scales tucked into your your belongings.
What color is this Hydra?
It's a kind of like greenish, yellowy color.
Like dark light.
Like almost vomit.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's kind of vomit colored.
I mean, I was just honestly thinking about like this is some like pretty cool like scales. Maybe I could like get an outfit commissioned, but I'm not a fan of the color.
You can get it treated to potentially change the color if you wanted to. But yes, absolutely. If you wanted to harvest any of the body parts, that is possible. It will require some checks.
What sort of checks? I mean, obviously
Depends on what you want to harvest.
I would really like to get out of here as quickly as possible at this rate.
I mean,
sure you don't want a bit of a sit down, gather your breath.
Sure.
You've had a rough day already. Whatever makes you comfortable, I guess.
Well, no, I can take like a short rest and let you do what you need to do, but let's not hang around here all long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you head inside the temple? It's probably calmer in there.
I'll limp inside.
Oh. Can I do like I don't know if I need to do a history check, but to know if there are any like battle uses for scale armor that I might want to harvest.
This would be. It wouldn't be history. It would probably be nature.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
9.
9. You know that Hydra's just having fought one. There's gonna be parts of it that are useful. It has a really tough hide.
Yeah.
Its fangs seem to have been like, just having a quick look like in their mouths, they seem to have poison glands of some kind. So the fangs might be useful in battle as well, but that's all you can all you know for certain. You can try to extract some fangs. It will require a strength-based survival check with a high DC to try to get the fangs. You can try to remove the hide using a dex-based survival check, which will be slightly easier. But still not easy. If that makes sense.
I I like you were saying we might need some of the scales for something anyway. So
M's got scales, so you
Oh,
can
and-
scrape some scales off easily enough if you wanted to remove the hide, either to sell it or to use it for something. That would be a check.
well,
I can guide someone.
I think we should try and harvest some of the skin whole. Might be able to make something cool out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a dex check, and if you're proficient in survival, you can add your proficiency or expertise.
I understand that you were saying like a whole bit of skin, but all my brain did not hear that.
Yeah. Yeah.
A skin
I'm
hole.
right there with you.
A skin hole.
That's Showhole's brother.
Yeah.
So they're generally called pores, I think, Sam.
Yes.
Skin holes.
Good point.
All right.
So tell me again about. So for the hide, is a strength-based survival.
Dex-based. For hide is dex-based, and you can add proficiency if you're proficient in survival. For the fangs, it's strength check and adds proficiency.
21 for scales.
Cool. Yeah, you managed to remove this hide, which as you're working... Excuse me, I've got hiccups. As you're, like, getting it off, you realize, the skin is definitely... It's kind of like seal skin, it's watertight. Which will probably... This will be quite valuable, if you wanted to sell it. Or you can use it to make yourself watertight clothes.
I was initially thinking like a sick trench coat or something, but
I'll go
Vomit-colored trench coat.
I'll go for the fangs.
Okay.
So if I'm proficient in strength, do I add my proficiency bonus again?
No, so you can't be proficient in strength. You can only be proficient in strength saving throws.
Oh yeah.
So it's a strength check, and if you're proficient in survival, you can add your proficiency.
Okay, nice.
I will
just be
assist.
strength. Thank you.
How long is this taking?
This is taking like enough time for M to take a short rest.
Cool.
So if you're assisting, do I get advantage?
Yes.
Cool. Let me do that again.
I'm assuming Blurt
Oh,
is
for
like
fuck's sake.
holding on to things rather than actively prying.
or just doing like a bit of like laser surgery. Just like...
I got 10 on my highest roll, so no
no.
fangs.
Yeah. No, that is half of what you needed. You're trying to remove the fangs, but they're really like firmly embedded, and they snap as you lose patience and just break them. They're not going to be usable or worth very much.
Cool.
Are they still like how big are the pieces?
Like shards.
Okay, so it's not even like a little tip or anything.
No. Like gonna be difficult to do anything with them. Rolling a 10 on that check.
I mean, I was thinking like studded jackets, but
Not enough teeth.
disappointing.
There were only 7 heads. Yeah, there might be other uses for other body parts, but you don't currently know what
Can
those
I
might be.
just scoop up a bit of the stomach acid in?
Yes, of course you can.
Whilst this is happening, I'm inside sitting crying, like hugging Yarrow,
Damn.
looking
Nimba, what are you
looking at
doing?
the mosaic with the and kind of with the emerald.
Yeah.
I reckon after I had kind of been backseat driving with the skin hole extraction, I realized I wasn't super useful for the dental work. So I was going to say, but I didn't want to interrupt the tooth extraction process. I probably would have gone inside
Yeah.
and seen
But
how it
you
is.
would have been outside initially, so we'll rewind while Emma's still on their own with Yarrow. I don't want to make any assumptions about M's current state of mind, Sam. Can you tell me a little bit more?
It's been an interesting day.
Fair point.
a lot of memories flooding through, some
Mhm.
good, some bad, and then almost killed pretty much immediately after all of that. So yeah,
Traumatic.
yeah, like on the edge of a panic attack currently,
Okay.
I think.
Okay. Okay. The Ibex Bone wand, which you use to cast your spells, as your spell focus, you hunted that Ibex yourself as a child. Shaped it into this wand to use it. And you're very familiar with it, but it's never quite done what it does as you sit there. It softly glows, grows colder, sort of frosts over with this shining, shimmering frost. And the sense of calm that Nimbo felt entering the clearing yesterday is not quite as strong, but a similar sort of comforting feeling sort of encompasses you, almost as if someone's hugging you.
I take a moment to think, is that the cats? No, that doesn't feel like the cats.
You're vaguely aware of the cats. They're curled up on the altar.
Pushing things off.
If there was anything on there, they'd be pushing it off, but right now they're just having a snooze.
And how do I feel about what I'm experiencing in terms of knowing what it is?
It feels almost like your mother hugging you.
Oh no. Okay.
You just start crying more.
Yeah, I think so. But perhaps a slightly different type of cry.
It just like the hug sort of firms up slightly, just holds you a little bit tighter.
Okay.
Eventually, Nimbo, you come in, find probably not quite as close to having a panic attack, but still very upset.
Kind of snot running down my face. That kind of like that level of cry.
Cat snot. Oh.
Yeah, cat snot specifically.
I'm gonna kind of sit down, not exactly right next to you, but like, you know, a few feet away, but like close enough to be like there.
Yeah.
And you know, how are you holding up? That looked pretty rough.
I'll be okay.
Do you need some more healing?
No, I'm fairly on the mend physically. It's been a rough.
Yeah, that's
rough day.
pretty scary.
Nothing like that has ever happened to me before.
I've never seen anything like that. I mean, on the wall it looked so easy.
Yeah, there were clearly some.
Oh, have we got weird veins? And I'd start like checking myself for weird veins, like they show in the mural.
I think
No weird veins.
You look normal, but you seem to handle yourself really well out there, and I didn't.
I wouldn't say that. I'd say a giant lizard with 6 heads ate you and one of our other friends. I don't think that reflects badly on you. You went in to try and get what we needed, those scales, and yeah, and it got you. Like, that's not something to be ashamed of.
Not ashamed. I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like
None of us do. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I met my god.
Why are we here? We're so young and they've sent us out to do this. This doesn't feel
Yeah,
right.
it does seem a lot. It does feel like there There are people more qualified than us, right?
It really
This
does feel
is
like that.
unethical. Yeah. I mean, I'm not questioning necessarily the will of the gods. I'm starting to question the will of people.
Yeah, me too. I feel like we might need some legal representation to.
Absolutely not.
Purdock is coming.
Do you know a good lawyer?
You have met
We've
one
only
lawyer,
had one,
and M tried to kill them.
I pissed them off.
Oh yeah, that was the mob lawyer, right?
The dwarf, yeah.
His name is
yeah,
literally
maybe-
All the Lawyer.
But yeah, it does feel like this is fairly irresponsible of the grown-ups. Really, I don't feel like I'm actually qualified or
You know what?
capable.
Like, I've been talking a big game as well because I wanted the others to think I'm not scared and stuff like that. But I feel like a kid as well sometimes. Like, yeah, of course, I'm a big man and everything, all that. No, I'm not. Like, we got let out of school a year early. They were even younger than people who were meant to be doing this shit. Let alone whether that's ethical.
Put so much work into education, academic life, and one day they're like, go out and
get inside this Hydra.
get inside this Hydra, or fight this moose, or
Nimbo actually laughs at that.
and I don't think we've ever actually talked about that, but that was some fucked up stuff that we just killed. What was it? A bit of a god, right?
Yeah, I don't like being put into situations where it's kill or be killed.
No, and that seems like it's
A
always
lot
the
of
case.
situations that we've tried to navigate around, just you always end up with someone covered in blood.
I don't really like that it's either, yeah, as you say, kill or be killed. I don't want anyone to be covered in that blood. It doesn't seem
Right.
like we're fighting the right people.
Who are we fighting?
I don't know.
We're fighting giant six-headed lizards and people with trees full of corpses and monochromatic meese.
And trees.
None of it makes sense. I'm really confused.
And little plant people who run down holes. There's got to be something connecting with this, because otherwise, I don't know what to make of this world. But we've got each other, us four. We're in a weird, confusing, scary, unethical, deeply dangerous, life-threatening, scary situation. But I mean, at least we're not alone.
Yeah.
Hey,
It would be.
hey.
I'll reluctantly do it. It would be much more difficult if we were doing this just on our own. So yes, I'm not great around other people, but I appreciate you all in your own individual ways.
You may not feel like you're great around other people, but you are great, and you are around other people. So you're most of the way there.
I'll keep working on it.
All right. You feeling ready to go? We
Well,
can take a bit more time if you need.
well, is Blurta still trying to make something out of that Hydra? What's her
Well, I
plan?
can hear Muck swearing a lot, so I think they've probably broken most of
Okay.
the tea.
Okay. Are we just gonna leave it there, or are we? For
I
anyone
mean,
else,
we should probably drag it at least a few feet away from the temple out of
it
respect.
feels like a bad omen to leave that.
Then we'll put it in the bushes. Stuff will eat it. Stuff that it would have eaten will eat it, and then stuff will eat that. Stuff will eat that. Stuff will eat that.
there. Circle of life.
Yeah. The Ouroboros, the snake eating its own ass.
That's not one I've heard. I'll make note of that. I'll do like a little drawing in the corner, like marginally.
Please don't draw that on the stonework here.
No. I'll put it into it'll go into my spell book like marginally. Paraphernalia. That's what I'm doing.
Ouroboros was actually another furball at the commune, who was known as the snake who eats his own ass because he wouldn't stop lying.
I mean, that's the best case scenario for why he's called that.
Yeah.
He's very flexible. He's a yoga instructor.
Oh no.
Like, he likes to show his hole.
Amen.
Oh boy.
Meanwhile, outside, Blurter is just saying to Mark, just like, honestly, I can see why they picked us for the job. Like, we are clearly the best people in the whole world. That was really cool.
You're there wearing like a fleshy poncho.
Vomit-colored poncho. Yep.
No, I'm not going to wear that now, but I'm going to have it commissioned into something cool. I have
Alright,
standards.
it is quite heavy, so you probably will need Nimbo or Muck's help to carry it.
Also, we should probably put these body parts in the
Cooler.
Yeah, I mean, I can pop it into my my room if needed. That saves us carrying it.
Yeah, easily done. All right, you do that, and eventually you set out on your last day journeying through the Sorrow before you can make it back to Siren. Did you want to stop by the Kobold's hut?
We got rid of the bow, so we don't really have anything
Yeah.
that interesting, I don't think.
Was
To
there
trade.
Yeah,
anything
we've
people
marked it
wanted
on our
from
map.
him, or...
Hmm?
Was there anything that people really wanted from him specifically?
Not really, for me.
No.
I mean, that scuba dome would have been fun, but
Yeah, you did find some other magic items. In the Sorrow, yes, afterwards at the Ghost Field.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go back, you might have things to trade. You were under no obligation.
the ghost field. Oh, that was the wasp.
The
bit.
battle
With
the battle with the
The
dead.
battlefield where you saw the ghosts and you found the javelin of lightning and some other things.
Oh yeah, that was definitely. Jeez.
The ghost
can't-
fields.
I quite like my jump ring. I don't know if I want to trade it, but then you don't know what you could trade it for. If you go back.
No,
to the
you're under no obligation just because you would be able to make like a slight detour to go there, or we could just make our ways out.
Did anyone get a good read on the kobold to know, like, magic user or just old man likes things?
Second one.
Yeah.
Probably M didn't get this impression because they
Yeah.
left quite quickly, but the others would have gotten the impression, like, not the most knowledgeable about magic, just likes collecting objects. Bit of a hoarder.
Oh, it's got like the magical shopping channel on constantly.
Pretty much, yeah. Except they live in a swamp and Hermes doesn't deliver here.
No.
So
Does Hermes deliver anywhere though? Really?
God, I hope so. I'm expecting a parcel tomorrow.
Hermes is just one guy named Hermes in this world. It's just
Yes,
like...
it is. It's another one of Nimbo's relatives. Cool. In that case, if I can get 2 skill checks from 2 different players, please.
Rachel, you've not done one today. right?
Yeah. If
Yeah,
Muck-
I'll do an athletics one.
Yeah.
Like
To
yeah,
power walk through the swamp.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Guide.
Yes, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay.
PC starting low again this morning.
That's 12.
That is what you needed.
Yes.
Yep. You begin following Muck, sort of, instead of like trying to find a path, just kind of making one. The rest of you following in the trail that she leaves behind. Can I get a second check, please, from someone?
I've got
Nature.
a shit ton of skills, but none of them are particularly relevant.
Did you
I'll
say
drop a
something?
nature check.
Yep, go for it. DC is now 13.
23.
Nice.
Fantastic. Cool. In that case, Rachel, could you please roll me a d6?
Yes.
As Nimbo is sort of like helping, as Muck forges the path, Nimbo is helping to sort of
I'm
lead
like, oh,
her
that one's
away.
poisonous.
I got 3.
3. Okay, a 3. Could you roll me a d8?
Oh, wait,
please?
careful, there's a hole down there.
Ooh. D8, I got 4.
4. Okay. At one point, you begin to hear this very faint, ethereal music. That's just sort of like this very soft, like, voice on the wind, except there's no wind. Difficult to tell where it's coming from.
Can I do a perception check to tell where it's coming from?
Yeah, go for it. You can try.
Ooh. No, 6.
Yeah, no, not sure. You think at one moment it's coming, like, clearly from your left, but as you sort of turn in that direction, it's behind you. You turn around again, and this time it's almost as if it's coming straight up from the ground. And it just seems to just sort of change direction relatively rapidly. But it's very soft, very... It would be soothing if it wasn't so eerie.
Is it the girl from Ipanema?
Didn't she die recently? Did I make that up?
The girl from Ipanema.
I think so.
Oh, lol.
Shit. Okay, no, this is we're getting sidetracked.
Sorry.
Can I perceive the background bossa music?
You can hear it. You can all hear it. Yeah, it's hard to tell. You can make a perception check as well if you want to. Sorry, now I'm very distracted by trying to think if I'm thinking of the right people.
No, that's a 14. It's
14?
difficult.
Yeah, no, it's same problem Muck's having. Like, you kind of turn and it's coming from a completely different direction again. As you keep walking as well, it doesn't change how far away it sounds. It just seems to be sort of following you.
That's
No.
suspicious.
I'm trying to see if I've got anything particularly useful for this idea, but basically I want to just like tap a beat out to kind of make it like heavier using to like, make it more metal.
Make a performance check. Performance check for metal, which I assume is just you beating Nimbo's shield.
Yeah, 11.
11. Doesn't sound great. Blurta's like sense of rhythm is off. Typical white girl, like, you know, like clapping
Fairy.
on the 1s and 3s instead of the 2s and 4s. And it really doesn't vibe, but the song just keeps going.
Can I
Doesn't
start
change.
dancing? Can I do a performance check?
Absolutely, you can do a performance check.
Now that you're somewhere where you can't be in trouble.
Yeah, that's a 4.
The mayor parachutes down out of the tree. A 4, you said. Yeah. You have a better sense of rhythm than Blurta, but because Blurta
Damn.
is so off, and the song itself is also like it doesn't have a set rhythm to it, so it's hard to follow where it's going. It looks like Em and Nimbo, if you're watching this, it's like watching two drunk people like who think they're really good at Guitar Hero or something. And meanwhile, one of them is just lying on their back on the floor, like, with, like, fists in the air screaming, and the other one is, like, is making weird, like, robot arm
How much
motions.
fun are they having?
A lot, probably. I don't know. I assume you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I said that I wasn't sure if we were the right people to be sent out on this?
I mean, to be fair, like I feel like if we are being pursued by fairies, ruining their vibe is probably actually a pretty good way of putting them off.
We're doing powerful psychic damage right now.
Yeah.
I turn to M. Should we?
Join in.
So what do we know about this then? Like just like in terms of
You can make an Arcana check if you want to.
Can I just detect magic instead? Would that-
Sure.
would that-
Nothing within range.
Maybe it's best that we keep moving.
Yeah, I don't
This
think-
music would be cute if it wasn't so eerie.
Do we need to
Yeah,
put
you can see.
Do we need to put Blurta in the hole?
What?
Like in the vessel, just like
Blurt has already entered the vessel and cannot enter it again
Yeah.
for another 24 hours.
No, I'm fine. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, this
If you
is-
guys,
Yeah, you don't feel like impeded. Blurta and Muck have no desire to stay put.
No.
You can absolutely keep doing your performance while you continue walking. Eventually, you
Yeah, should we walk and dance?
yeah.
should we like hum and put our fingers in our ears? If you guys are scared of the magic music.
Oh, I'm not scared of it. Just it's not reassuring, is it?
All right.
I mean, it's
I'm not
okay.
scared, all right?
I'm gonna
I'm
hum
not.
put my fingers in my ears.
As Muck is doing that,
I use thaumaturgy to do a kind of rumble of thunder.
I mean, if we really want to ruin these guys' vibes, whoever they are, I've got this, and I bring out Anton's poetry.
Yeah.
you can
You did.
recite poetry if you want to.
Yeah,
Cool. As all of that
let's,
is
let's,
happening,
let's walk and recite.
yeah.
as Muck, Blurt is reciting terrible poetry, Muck humming with her fingers in her ears, and being really anxious, Nimbo also being a bit anxious and occasionally making thunder rumble. The music stops after about 6 minutes, if you were keeping track. It had been following you consistently, and then it's just gone.
See,
Sort of mid-note disappears.
we made them afraid of us.
That is one explanation, yes.
We asserted our dominance on these guys.
You
Mark,
are
Mark, you can take your fingers out now. You can. Mark.
you are very close to the edge of the sorrow at this point, but I'm going to need another 2 skill checks, preferably from M and Blurta.
Can I make a religion check to see if that warm feeling's still around to guide me out?
Absolutely, you can. That counts.
Help.
The I was gonna say the priest. The religious guy can definitely help.
Especially because we
sorry.
just had a chat in the temple, you know?
Yeah.
So that is 15.
15, definite success. Yeah, it is still there. And it does seem to be... It seems to be alerting you to, like, roots that are stuck out of the ground just a little bit too far that you might have tripped on, or patches of ground that were a bit too soggy that you might have, like, sank your foot through. Not like quicksand or anything, just... You avoid getting, like, soggy feet, just because there's something... There seems to be a presence sort of near you that is assisting right now, other than the cats, which continue to run around you, these ghost cats, which we've not explained to anyone, but those are there just constantly. Blurta, would you like to make a check?
Okay, like inspired by my awesome musical performance already, I'm gonna start like composing music verses
Mm-hmm.
of like our latest adventures, like how we
Okay.
stole from the frogs, to add to that bard
Okay.
song from earlier.
Sounds like a great plan. What kind of check are you trying to make?
Performance.
Performance. That's what I thought. Just checking.
18.
18. That is a success as well. So could I get one of you to please roll me a d6? As
I'll do it.
Blurta is loudly coming up with song lyrics. The rest of you potentially occasionally giving some feedback.
Is that right?
Does it sound cool? Is the question that's important here.
No.
Yeah, it's cool enough. It's cool enough for me.
What did you get?
I got 6.
6. Okay. In that case, can you roll me another d6, please?
2 high disappear.
2.
2. Okay. Interesting. You you continue arguing as Blurta. I assume you're arguing, occasionally correcting Blurta's extravagant explanation of what may have happened, where she's probably making herself the hero.
I
rather
mean, I
than...
did blow up 3 heads.
You
cut
did
it in
blow
half.
up 3 heads. This is a true statement. As this is happening, let me check something real quick.
We're gonna make it out of this swamp eventually, right?
Eventually, yeah. Hopefully by the end of the session. Hopefully. Yeah.
We still past the
You-
frogs.
Lose track of where you're going for just a second. And when you look up, you find yourself up ahead and around you. Thick spider webs are strung between trees. Some relatively large cocoons of, you assume, prey stuck to some of them. And you see the vibrations of some of the webs, but you can't tell where the spiders might be just yet.
Okie dokie. Let's not touch anything.
How about explode things?
I don't. I'm worried. I'm
Nimbo.
worried. I don't know. I'm worried that might just bring a lot of very large spiders towards us. Maybe let's hold off on the explosions for now. Is the webs? Do they cover the floor?
Not where you're currently standing, but a bit further up. It seems to be you've almost walked into like this nest, where there's like webs on every side.
Oh.
Cool. Thank you for the nightmares.
I hate to say this, but it might get worse right now.
What kind of webs are these?
In
terms
like,
of are they like the classic ones, or are they like one of the other kinds of spider webs that you never
like
see?
not cobwebs, like more of like the super thick, like sort of matting web.
It's not like the weird funnel ones where it's like hiding in the middle or anything like that.
Funny you should say that. As you hear a noise from up above you, as you look
Please don't eat me!
up,
Please don't eat me! Please don't eat me! Please don't eat me! Please don't eat me!
expecting to see a spider. Instead, what you see is this monstrous creature, spider legs, red striped body, rising up out of it, almost like a centaur, is the
Ronald
torso
McDonald.
of a woman. Holding
Hello,
a
my lady.
holding a crossbow,
Oh.
hand axe strapped to her back, as another crawls out of the webbing. I need everyone to please roll initiative.
Well, Nimbo doesn't see any of this because he's still got his eyes shut, just like, please don't eat me, please don't eat me.
Okay. Feel free to position yourself sort of near the center of the map, where you would like to be. The two spider creatures are sort of either side, but up in the air.
I rolled 19.
19, very good.
Right.
Where am I? Add you all to my combat tracker. 19 for Muck. What did everyone else get, please?
4.
4 for Blurta.
18.
18 for M. Nimbo.
So having just roleplayed a whole thing of Nimbo with his eyes shut, going, please don't eat me, please don't eat me, please don't eat me. This is the most alert he has ever been. This is an 18.
18, okay. And yeah, M's got a higher deck, so M will go first. Okay, and then what are these guys' decks? Oh, okay. So you have that. Oh, for fuck's sake. You have that, and you have that. So, okay, Muck, despite you being pretty much ready for a fight, the spider creature which you spot at first bears these fangs at you, and is going to quickly, having been up in the air, is going to quickly scramble down the webs and rush up towards Nimbo, who was saying please don't eat me just a moment ago, and is going to first try to hit you with their hand axe, which is going to be a 22 to hit.
Is that to hit? To
Nimbo.
hit me or to hit Nimbo? Okay.
To hit Nimbo, yeah. Sorry, I am trying to figure out what damage dice these are. D6.
Wrath of the Storm. Deck save, please.
Alright, you take 7 points of slashing damage. They get a 17 deck save.
What? Why are you rolling so hot on these deck
So
saves?
sorry!
Frankly rude. So that's 10. That's 12 half to 6.
Okay. That's lightning?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah. Takes the damage as you
Ooh,
would
I'll say
expect.
thunder.
Still takes the same amount of damage, but you can see like screeches and like sort of tries to like brings the hand that's not holding the axe up to try to cover the ears.
So this is interesting because spiders detect sound mostly through their legs, correct?
Yes.
And this is a being that's got hearing legs and then like
and
a
ears.
mammalian torso which has ears on it.
I mean, the ears are not on the torso, they're on the mammalian head, but yes.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify, there's no ears growing out of like their chests.
Oh, yeah, like ears for nipples or something.
That's my next beholder.
Oh god.
Alright. After the hand axe attack, she is going to try to bite you. And rolls a 3. So that will miss as her teeth graze off your shield as you bring it up to block the strike. That is the first spider creature, so Muck, you're up next.
How high up are they again?
So one has just come down, the other one's probably about 40 feet up at the moment.
Okay, cool. Alright, so one of them's just come down, so I'll attack that one, or at least try to.
Yep.
Do I
you
need
can
to get a
move
little closer for birdie? Okie dokie. So I'm going to attack with my greatsword, hopefully.
Go for it.
15 to hit.
15 yes, that hits.
Okay.
Not armored, the human torso. And
Good
spiders
point.
are pretty squishy. If you drop a tarantula from a small height, they'll just die.
Yeah. 13 damage.
13 damage. Yeah, fantastic. Definitely takes the brunt of that as you begin hacking away at these big hairy spider legs, covered in these tiny little hairs that seem to be sort of moving independently almost, like trying to hear, essentially.
Gross. Right, I'm gonna go again.
Go for it.
It's a crit. It's a crit.
Hell yeah!
You love to see it.
So that is
Double damage.
23, but I think I also get an extra.
You get an extra dice.
D6. So that is 25 damage.
25 damage, and now you get another attack as you are wailing in on this spider that has just come down from the sky.
I crit again. 2 nat 20s in a row.
Hell yeah! There's been so many natural 1s and 20s this session.
So good.
It's so great. How much damage?
18 damage.
Okay. Oh, this thing is almost dead.
Okay.
Yeah, that has taken more than 50 points, more than 60 points of damage in just Muck's turn plus Nimbo's thunder. But yeah, nearly 60 of that was just Muck in a single turn. Amazing. Okay, I think the extra attack uses your bonus action, so you still have some movement if you wanted to use it, but you absolutely do not have to. You are within range of it, so.
But if I move out, then yeah, I'll stay.
It will get an attack of opportunity. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Nimbo, do you want to try to finish this thing off? Oh, sorry. M is up first, actually.
Okay, have we heard these creatures speak at all?
You have not.
No. Okay. Sure. I'm just gonna let off magic missile.
Okay.
What's
the range of magic missile? It's quite far, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 120 feet.
Yeah, absolutely. You're fine.
2 at the one that's been damaged, 2 at the other.
Cool.
I get 4.
Yep.
So what is the other d4s? So the first 2 will do 5 points of damage on the one that's been hit.
What you needed, as this first one, Muck, after you laid into it, it just collapses, in on it, it just, legs flop out from underneath it. And the other one, how much damage?
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage, cool. Yeah, it hisses at you in what might be language, but not any language you've heard before.
Okay. I'm then gonna, bare my teeth and cast a blood curse of the anxious on the remaining one.
Okay.
Which means that it has anyone who makes intimidation checks against it have advantage.
Perfect. Cool. Now we come to Nimbo.
I'm going to cast. How scary do these things look? I mean, they are giant spidery things. I'm not gonna be stingy with the spell slots. I'm gonna cast a 2nd level spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast it. None of the tokens are loading on the VTT, so you have to do it for me.
Yeah, I will do that.
I'm gonna cast it just north of that spider. And it is gonna take the shape of a massive spectral bird's head that just looks like it's pecking down at the spider.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a 23 to
That definitely hits.
And that's 2d8, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
No, 1d8. That is going to be 9 points of radiant damage, I believe.
Fantastic. Yep, absolutely. It takes that damage.
No, force damage. Nice.
Force damage. Still takes the damage.
And I'm going to use my movement to close in, and I'll be.
It is
Just
40
to-
feet up in the air.
Oh, I
Sorry,
forgot.
yeah. I'll
Yes.
let you. I'm assuming, yeah, you can move so you can cast a spiritual weapon. Sorry, I didn't think of that.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I'll move to basically
Be within range.
between Blurter and M.
Cool.
But just in front of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
There. So I'm
like
kind
there.
of.
Yeah.
Standing up in front of it.
Yep. All right.
No, that's my bonus action.
Yep.
And for my action, actually, I know it can understand me, so I'm gonna yell at it. I'm gonna try and intimidate it.
It is not an animal.
Oh, yeah.
It is not a
Good point.
beast. So the speech of beast and leaf would not work.
Good point.
I mean, you could try and intimidate it anyway. Just
You can still try, yeah.
you have advantage.
Yeah.
I'm not very charismatic. What I might do is I might chuck a frostbite just to give it try and give it disadvantage on its next attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to help protect my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a con save, please.
Con save. That's probably a failure. No, that's a 7.
Right, so that's 2d6. That's 7 points of cold damage.
Okay.
And it has disadvantage on its next attack.
7 points of cold and disadvantage on its next attack. All right. Cool. M, we come to you.
No, I've had mine.
Oh yeah, my bad. It is now the spider's turn. The spider is going to sling a web at one of you. Let's see who. At Nimbo. So let's see.
With disadvantage.
Yep, at disadvantage. It spits out some webbing and misses. You, despite not being very nimble, managed to dodge out of the way as the sticky web lands like in front of your feet. That is its action. It is now, and I hate to break this to you, the third spider's turn. If I can make it. Listen.
What?
Sorry, this is not wanting to play with me right now. There we go. There it is. A third spider appears out of the back of the webbing in this little corridor. It is going to move up slightly, still up at like maybe 15 feet in the air, and it's going to also sling a web. It's gonna aim for Blurta, who isn't wearing armor, let's be honest. That is a 22 to hit.
Chronal shift.
That is a 8 to hit. You get a brief sensation of this tight webbing wrapping around you before you see it coming and duck out of the way, and it lands like in a bush behind you instead.
You can thank me for that later.
It is now Blurta's turn.
Okay, so is the one that is the surviving one of the initial batch, is that the first one we saw, or is that the other one?
No, that's the one that's Muck killed. Or, sorry, Nimbo killed.
Okay.
Whoever killed it.
So I am just I think I'm
killed
gonna make an attempt at the intimidation.
Okay.
Like
That's the one, yeah.
at that one.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I respect you. You are cool people living in the trees of the woods. But let me be fully clear. Leave now, or I fucking decorate this entire square mile of the thing with the forest with your entrails.
You may go ahead and make your intimidation check.
Intimidation +5. So first roll. So 16.
16. All right. I'll make a note. Seems to respond. Again, could be a language, could just be hissing. Hard to tell. Not happy about it. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Is that my action, I assume?
Yeah, because you were. Yes.
I am going to. Yeah, that's my go.
Cool. Muck back. Sorry.
But just before we move on, Hogan has redeemed a healing potion for the group,
Okay.
and also redeemed Hatmar, and also redeemed Hydrate as well. Someone else has redeemed Hydrate, Trilina. So
Thank you.
I'm going to imaginary hydrate because I left my glass in the bathroom.
Boo. Muck, your turn.
Desiccate.
Make a note of the healing potion. It will make an appearance at some point.
Yeah, okay, so who am I gonna kill? No, I'm just gonna...
One of them is 40 feet up in the air still. The other one is about 15 feet.
Is it the blue, the new one?
The new one is about 15 feet up. Yeah, the blue one.
Oh, 15 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
But you have a longbow as well, I believe.
I
Also,
do
you
have a
jump.
boots of
longbow.
jumping.
Exactly.
You do have boots.
Who
of
needs a
jumping.
longbow when you got long legs?
So let's do some calculation to figure out if I can jump attack at the spider.
I will let you do that with your
Yes.
Full
your,
Mario
your,
shit.
your ring of jumping. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
so you don't care if I don't have to calculate it, I can just attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you just do that.
Yay! Alright, let's see if I hit.
That's why I gave you this magic item.
Okay. So what is that? 16 to hit?
16 hits.
Yeah.
These are like two very rapid slashes before you fall back down to the ground.
So I got 7 damage there.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, second
19.
attack. 19 hits.
19. And that's 7 again.
7, 2 times 7. Cool. Yeah, you're essentially
I'm
moved
real close
over
now.
there in order to attack it. But that absolutely works. Bonus action.
None.
Cool.
Thank you.
In that case, your turn.
I'm gonna let off a chromatic orb at
At-
the green one,
Cool.
being higher up. So it's gonna be a fire one, I think.
Okay.
And
Go ahead
that
and
is
roll
gonna
your
be
attack.
a 25. to
That
hit.
definitely hits.
So that is gonna be 4d8. So I'm doing it at second level. So that is gonna be 17.
Okay. Okay. As the fire impacts it and begins to burn the webbing around it, the creature screeches in pain. It seems to do significantly more damage than you were expecting this fire to do. And it begins to like writhe and start backing up. Anything else you want to do?
No, I'm just gonna like glare it down.
Nimbo.
You're muted, Carlo.
Pythagoras.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
How far is one spider from the other?
They are. Tell me what it is you're trying to do, and I will tell you if it will work. How about we do
My
that
spiritual
instead?
weapon.
Yes.
One of literally the only bad thing about spiritual weapon is that it moves slower than walking pace.
Yes.
It can move 20 feet around.
Yes.
Can I get my spiritual weapon from red spider that looks like it might be running away to other spider which looks feistier?
20 feet. It would be. No. Actually, no, because it needs to be within 5 feet. Yes.
So I can hit it.
The spiders are about 30 feet away, but because the weapon is 25 feet from the other spider, it can move 20 feet to that spider.
Excellent. Okay, I'm glad trigonometry.
And I
made
will
an
move in
appearance
one
on the
5-foot square to indicate this.
So I'm gonna
Yep.
move it down a bit. Oh yeah, that'll hit. That'll be a 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And that's max damage. That's 12 force damage.
Exciting. Good
I
stuff.
want to hit it on the human head.
You just like bonk it on the head with this big bird beak. It's not
And
happy about it.
then I'm going to. You said 15 feet off the ground.
Yes.
Can I go like directly underneath it and just jab it in the belly with my javelin of lightning?
It's no, because your javelin only has 10-foot reach.
I'll throw it.
That is allowed. You do not need
Yeah.
to be underneath.
I was just trying to flavor.
You
it,
can
like you're trying
aim
to get a
for it, like,
spider off
you
the
can
ceiling
see-
with a broom.
Yeah, you can. You
Hit.
can. Yes, sure. You have a nice line of Blurta and Muck in front of you if you wanted to use that ability of the javelin. If you hate them for some reason.
Yeah, that's why I was saying I'd go underneath the spider.
Yeah, no, you can easily move. Like you can just take a step to the side and you'd have a clear shot at its belly.
Cool. So the dice gods. If you are stubborn in the face of adversity, they will start to respect it and reward you. That's going to be a 24 to.
That hits.
So that does 4d6 lightning damage. Oh no, yeah, 4d6 lightning damage and 1d6 stabby damage.
Yeah. You don't need to separate them out. They'll do the same amount of damage.
10, 20, 22 damage.
22 damage. Fantastic. The spider's starting to look not too hot. But it is now the spider's turn. The first spider, having been intimidated, as well as set on fire, it starts backing up. It's still 40 feet up in the air. It goes another... Hold on. Where's my ruler? It essentially vanishes off screen. You can no longer see it.
I would just scream
Oh, that
coward
means it could
at
be
it.
anywhere.
Huh?
I was saying I'd just scream cowards at it.
That, sure, absolutely. The other one, however, is going to try to attack Mug, who's jumped up a bit earlier, so it's gonna scuttle further down to the ground, make an attack against Mug. That, I believe, is an 18 to hit. As it
Yeah, it
tries to
hits.
bite you. Can you
Come on,
please
then.
make me a Constitution saving throw?
It would be my pleasure. 13?
13 is...
Sorry, no, 12. 12.
13 is what you needed.
Wait, hold on. Can I do my maths again? No, it's 12. It's definitely 12.
You can only see your maths again, but I do expect you to be honest, so I thank you for that.
Wow.
You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Reduced to 8.
Yeah. You also take 9 points of poison damage.
I think that's full.
And yeah, you take 9 points of poison damage. It is also going to try to hit you with its hand axe, which is 16 to hit, which I believe misses.
Yeah!
So, Blurta, your turn.
Okay, so I'm just gonna blast this guy.
Go for it. Blasting is always allowed.
Yes. So that'll be 23 to
What
hit.
kind of blasting?
Yeah, finger blasting.
Yeah. I'll just like.
23 definitely hits.
And number 2 is 27.
It also hits.
Yes. Okay. Move out the way, dice. I need to roll the thing in the thing. So, force damage. Terrible roll. 6 on the first blast.
Mm-hmm.
Then better. 15 on the second blast. Plus
That-
the 3 fire.
Is enough even without the fire damage, but you barbecue it for good measure.
And I launch it 20 foot backwards.
And
through
you
the air.
launch it. Actually, you attempt to launch it, but the webs are like it gets tangled up in the webs and doesn't quite manage to get that far. But you launch it.
My javelin.
Who's gonna have to spend ages cutting it down?
Yeah, the third one seems to have vanished, and isn't.
Oh, it will have crawled somewhere, and you're gonna find it like when you're relaxing on the sofa. It will run across your foot.
In the bath.
Muck, can you make me another Constitution saving throw, please?
Ooh, yeah. 19.
Okay. You feel the poison. It's like it's kind of still there, like itchy, and the muscle's starting to tighten up. But it doesn't take over your whole body. You
Well, thank
feel
God
like
for that.
it could have definitely been a lot worse. But you're strong. You can take out this poison. Your DM is starting to get very tired and doesn't know what she's saying anymore. Alright, anything you want to do with these 2 spider corpses you have?
Get the javelin back, I assume.
That is
Yeah.
I'm assuming you will collect it unless you, for example, not that this has ever happened in actual play, throw it off of a tower into a crowded city, and then never see it again.
So just to clarify, were
Yes.
these so they were like spider centaurs basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can make an Arcana check if you want to.
So
21. Like, Alex knows what these probably are, but
Nimbo?
21 hopefully Bert does too.
oh no, I'll ask Alex.
Okay. So I think Alex thinks Alex knows what these are, but they are not. These are not whatever the classics driders, I believe they're called. These are not driders.
Okay.
These are again something Blurt has read about, similar to the Huroks. But these were generally called spydrins. Monstrosities which exist in the abyss. And don't tend to align themselves with anything or any deity, unlike driders tend
Wait,
to.
so these things were like from hell?
Yeah, pretty much.
If these are from the abyss, we should probably hunt down that last one, if we can.
We should.
I mean,
Not today.
Obviously off screen.
Yes. Also, I collect some evidence that we've killed these things.
Yeah, if you wanted to search the bodies, you can collect 2 hand crossbows and 2 hand axes.
Cool.
They have no armor. Their skin is thickened, which means they are a little bit sturdier than like a normal person would be. But looking over them as well, their skin is it's not humanoid in any way. It's sort of like the veins crackle through with pure venom rather than blood.
Well, that
And
seems
this is given
inefficient.
their entire this grayish pallor, similar to their spidery.
So just to clarify,
Yes.
so if we handed in the crossbows, we'd get a reward. But
Yes.
would they believe us? Was like, yeah, we got these from spider monsters from the abyss, or do we need
Probably
some-
not. No, you
Okay,
would
so
have to think of a
collect
way
something.
to get some more evidence that proves the thing you killed was both human and spider.
Are their heads just human?
There was sharpened teeth and strangely elongated ears, more even more so than elves.
Well, what if we take the head and a spider leg, and we can show the authorities that they're both full of the
We
same
just take a
stuff?
pelvis.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that.
Sure, you can take the heads. You can take a head and a leg.
Yeah.
Because then, then if we squeeze them both, and
If you
the
can
same
get
venom
someone
comes out.
who knows things about monsters, they'll be able to confirm that this is definitely not a normal thing that is normally found here. This is again something Blurta you would have read about in books of the myths and legends of the olden days from before the separating war, and it's from before the planes were separated.
And so it was 2 hand crossbows and 2...
2 hand axes.
I'll just put those in here for now.
Cool.
Cool.
All right. Anything else you want to do? In that case, you turn around, having realized this is a dead end, burning down the spider webs on the way if you wanted to. That is acceptable. And finally, after about another hour of trudging through the swamp, spots sunlight in the distance and step out of the sorrow into the bright daylight.
I whisper a prayer of thanks to Vyas as we cross the threshold out of the swamp.
I turn back to the swamp. And go, see you later, Sorrow.
Yeah.
And we
All
may.
4 of us.
We may.
Can I, before we wrap up,
Yeah.
does the feeling stay or does the
Yeah.
feeling go?
The feeling stays.
Okay.
Muck, anything you want to do?
I'll go, woohoo!
Alright, just wanted to give you the opportunity as well.
Thank you.
And with that, this is where we're going to pick up next week, as the party has finished their quest through the sorrow, has collected all the ingredients they need, and can decide what to do with their time after they heal Cleric Robin Greykeep. So, it is now the time for you to choose your MVP. Who's getting the moment of awesome? And someone, was it Blurta who had it last time?
Yep.
Yeah, so Blurta cannot get it this time. So Muck, Nimbo, and M, who deserves the MVP award this week?
M survived being swallowed by a hydra.
M
So did
survive
Muck.
things. So did Muck, this is true.
True.
And there was the
But-
two crits in a row. Was very
Oh,
good.
That was
a lot.
That
pretty
was fun.
ridiculous.
But M was held within the jaws of the Hydra before getting chomped, whereas I just got like flip. You know, you really went through it. And you had an emotional moment.
I say I liked. I thought the trauma moment was powerful. But yes, more trauma.
Yeah, I think M's been through a lot this session.
Yeah.
This is a
think
sympathy vote.
Well, it depends what we mean by MVP. Do we mean like, is it most
means-
interesting, or is it like
It
did the
can
most
mean whatever
damage,
you
like,
want it to
you know?
mean. No, it means
Mm.
who did you think was the best character? Like narrative-wise, or like came in clutch with like a cool move, or just like did some great role-playing. Whatever you want it to mean.
I'd say it's between Muck and M. I'd go for M.
If the chat has any opinions as well, I don't know if we're getting anything, Sam.
We've got one for Muck, one for M.
Okay, that's not helpful.
Yep.
Alex, what's your opinion?
I'll go M this time, I think.
M? Okay. Yeah, in that case. All right. Yeah, in that case, M gets the MVP this week. We will be back next week, Wednesday. I don't know why I said it like
You
that.
need me to wrap up.
Nope. It's all going fine, Sam. We will be back next Wednesday. Next week, Friday, we will have our one-shot Tears of Silver. And then next week, Sunday, we will have more Witness to Ruin. That is...
And also come see us live.
And also come see us live if you're near Cheltenham on Saturday. It'll be great fun. We're gonna kick some turf ass. Sam, are we rating anyone?
Yes, I'm going to send us over to Questing Time, which is a London-based stream with Paul Foxcroft. So yeah, if you want to go watch them, please do go. They're doing Keys of the Golden Vault, so I feel it's going to be some sort of heist that's ongoing over there. So I'll get that
I
set
feel
up.
like I'm
as well.
dressed for a heist at this point.
Importantly,
are.
North, South, or East London.
I don't actually know. It just says London. What would your preference be?
I mean, as a South London native,
London!
there's only one real London. Notice that
Yeah.
I didn't even mention West.
No, you
Don't-
wouldn't. You wouldn't do
I
that.
don't know what's happening, and I'm slightly scared.
Just smile and nod.
Well, let's just say we are raiding over to South London now for questing time. I'm getting that set up. Thank you so much, folks. I'll take us over our holding screen. Good night.
Bye, folks.